Blazin' Hit Radio.
Now with more us.
They're just really funny.
Better music.
Less commercials.
More Larry and Kathie.
More us. Little less wig. He still sounds like hell.
Yeah, right. So don't make him talk today.
Don't make me talk.
Don't make me talk.
If he wouldn't just in his sleep, he just automatically does his walking, and then he comes in and his voice is gone. You know, Kayla wakes up all the time. He's like, oh, help me.
No. No.
You're Dracula again, Larry.
I'm trying to do his Christopher Walken.
Oh, is that it?
What an insult. I felt better.
I think it's endearing.
I know, right?
It's endearing.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Nobody. Okay, so if you did an impression and someone said, "Oh,
Your
that's
Morgan Freeman is endearing.
endearing."
Yes, I would take that as a compliment.
You would?
I'm sure that would come from like his daughter. Like, it's very endearing impression of my dad.
I just love it. Good morning.
Good morning. What is
Hey.
today's Thursday?
Yeah, good news, everybody. There's snow finally on the ground.
I know.
Yay.
Is anyone else like concerned that like I say that
There's
to
no
my wife
winter?
and she's like whatever, it's not a big deal, but I'm like freaking out. I'm
That
like,
there's no winter.
Yeah, this is the first snow. Like this is usually what happens October.
Right. Well, Dutra was pointing out that it's still not. I'm sorry, Greg Dutra, the meteorologist for Fox 31.
We all know him.
He needs a little more of these kind of dustings, but for the heavy snowfall, he's like, in Colorado, that comes in March, February, April.
He doesn't even have to shovel. He goes outside and hands them the snow off
He
his
just
wall.
stares at it.
Right, and it's all, we'll clear a path for you.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
He lives in a bubble, so
He
it's
does
basically
live in a bubble.
snow globe.
And now there's a girl that works at the TV station that lives in a bubble, and everyone is telling her she lives in a bubble, so her head's getting as big as the bubble.
Oh, wow.
And so now she brings her dog to work, too.
Wow, so you have to be super hot to bring your animal to work.
Right. To get away with anything at work.
Right.
Right. The rules don't apply to you. Don't worry about that meeting. You missed it. It's okay.
Right, like, and if you call a meeting, Mr. Dutra, I need to see you right now, and you think you're going to ring him, and then you're like, oh,
He
hello.
walks in, all of a
Right.
sudden you guys are talking about beer.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So instead of getting sexually harassed, hot people get to bring in their animals now. That's
Right.
that's the
the new
trade-off.
They live by their own rules.
They can do what they want.
So yeah, I'm thinking that this weather is, going to be light now, but then we will get pummeled later. Is that what's supposed to happen? Or is
No, this is kind of the storm.
This is it, yeah.
No, I mean like in a couple weeks or like in a month, we're going to like get some severe snow
Right.
to make up for not having any.
Exactly. So, like Dutra's saying right now, this is typical right now.
Okay,
Right. I think the warmer temperatures aren't typical.
it's weird. My grass thinks it's alive still.
Someone posted a picture and they had daisies popping up in their yard.
Right.
And they
Somebody
were
else
like-
posted a picture of like a tree that it only is supposed to bud in the spring and it's already starting to bud.
Right, all those pink trees are like, what should we do?
Right, exactly. Do we come out? Do we stay? Oh, God.
Wow. So this is it. So it's not on the roads. You may have a little dusting on your car.
High of 40 for the day. But there was a nice little coat on my grass. I couldn't see the grass. Could you?
No, but when the sun comes out, it'll
totally.
water your
It'll be
grass,
done.
and now your grass will still be alive.
Right. Again, your grass is going to be nice and green.
Right. Everybody's like pulling out their lawnmowers. That's so funny. So tomorrow is my husband's birthday.
Yay.
And so we were going to go to the Punch Bowl, and I know you went there yesterday for the Everyday Show.
Wait, what about Last Jedi? Are you guys not? You guys are seeing that before Punch Bowl or after Punch Bowl?
Oh, yeah. When is your tickets?
That's a good question, but I know that we have reserved,
Right. Oh, no.
You guys probably double booked.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Chris would never double book.
Oh,
Let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Chris would never double book.
I would triple book. But
we know.
how was the Punch Bowl yesterday?
Dude, it's so good.
Okay.
Like, it's the new Punch Bowl in
Stapleton.
And so, like, everybody's having Christmas parties right now.
Oh, okay, so
And
they're
so-
already like booming business.
And you can go bowling. Yeah,
Wow.
they have, like, a good amount of people. I mean, they have lots of room. Don't get
Okay.
me wrong. They have, like, 7,000 square feet upstairs, 7,000 downstairs. There's the outdoors. So they're going to be okay.
Right.
They can handle the influx of people. But
How's
so
the
good.
food?
Yeah, they got this pot roast. I had it yesterday. It comes like, so it's this awesome pot roast with like a, I don't know, like a butternut squash kind of thing as around it and stuff. And the vegetables, bomb. Their chicken pot pie, bomb. Their hamburgers, bomb.
I had a Popeye last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
And like out of a, like, toot, toot,
Yeah.
toot.
Marie Callender. No.
Okay,
It's in
Marie
the oven.
Callender's good.
It's in the oven. Yeah.
Oh. Because your wife won't let you buy the big one from Costco.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's not down.
So you
with
have to
that.
get the medium
Yeah,
size
she's not
one.
down with that.
Who eats that much chicken pot pie?
I did when I was a bachelor for like 3 years.
Right.
Yeah.
With all the commercials running for Village Inn, it's like anything is a pot pie to me because I just smoke pot and want a pie.
Heyo.
The other night, Kayla said I was snoring. My wife, so she punches me or made me move, and she said that I woke up in my sleep and said, the pie crust smells good. And then rolled back over and fell back asleep and then started snoring again. And she goes, I don't know how you could wake up and then fall back asleep instantly. And what pie crust? I was like, thank God I said pie crust and not something else.
Right. You're all, boob crust.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm going to say boob crust.
I don't know. Any other kind of crust, but it didn't get you in trouble.
Yeah.
You know how the other morning we were talking about the Village Inn pies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The French silk.
Yes. We have a friend of mine, her name's Brooke. She lives around the corner, and she left one on the front step of my house with a note saying, enjoy. She texted me and said, you guys were talking about it. I was craving one, got you one too. But it was the night I went to Lady Gaga, so I didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple hyenas came by, took a bite.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Some fox.
Some prairie dogs.
His footprints in it.
Right. Cats walked all over it from the neighborhood.
They licked all the frosting off. Yeah. How was it? Did it survive?
No, well, yesterday, my husband saw it, thank God, because yesterday was pretty warm outside, so it wouldn't have survived.
Oh, right.
So he saw it, put it in thing, but we haven't had it yet.
Oh, nice.
So I was thinking of bringing it tomorrow, since tomorrow's Friday, and 4 of us want French silk pie.
Wow, it's amazing that it still remains untouched.
I know.
Props to you.
Yeah, last night I just didn't feel like eating.
Right. Because normally,
which is crazy,
right?
For me,
I'd have just been on the phone with her, and I would have heard that pie tin hit the ground, empty.
I know, right? And then you would have heard the girls going, "You ate all of
pie.
You didn't even save us some."
I've been like on social media and the commercials that come on about Christmas. I've been like craving frosted cookies. You know, those just good ones with a nice icing on them.
Yes.
No Bisco Cheetos.
No. But it's like you have to. If you buy those at the grocery store, it's not the same feeling as if somebody gives you a tray that they made.
I agree, but I will say those grandmother cookies or whatever from the store that have that layer of, you've bought them before, like
are they
party.
the Giannas or no?
No, not the Giannas,
okay.
But it's a sugar cookie with a good layer of frosting on top. They come in different flavors and
I love the ones with the little
year.
crystals on them, like the sugar crystals in different colors. I like those kind of cookies. And
those
just
ones
the
let me
sheet
down.
icing.
Yeah, those like
who
the
wants
next
a cookie
level above
with,
Bisco Cheetos.
Right,
They're
who
not
wants
that
the
good.
cookie
No
without
way.
frosting?
No. They usually do a layer of frosting and then they put all those little sugar crystals. They did that at the Thanksgiving meal at the Doubletree.
Okay,
those
theirs were good.
cookies were awesome.
Okay, again, we're starting out talking about food. Stop
we all
it.
need to actually eat breakfast at 3 in the morning,
Yes.
so when we come in, we can,
Yeah, I wonder if we kept track all day. We're all after a 2.5 hour show. We talk about food for about 90 minutes.
Right, and we're also not limited to breakfast. We can talk about pot roast, chicken pot pie,
Yeah, what do you want?
hamburgers.
Why don't you guys weren't even talking about breakfast? You're talking about pies.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so breakfast.
Oh, yes.
Where are we going?
Savory or sweet?
I stopped off to get gas this morning, and you got to go in and get some hot cocoa. Most people get coffee, but I go hot cocoa. And then I was like, oh, do I get everyone a breakfast burrito from the convenience store? Nah. Let's do it up. Let's go somewhere.
Let's get triangle sandwiches from the Shell station and see who gets botulism.
I will never eat at a gas station. When I delivered furniture for American, it was just me and this driver, and you'd always stop at a gas station.
Somewhere,
you
right?
always just stop because you're on the road for like 12 hours. I remember he got a hot dog from one of those spinning things. And even at the time, I was like, man, even I wouldn't touch that.
Right, and I'll eat a taco that's 3 weeks old.
Some people are they'll stand in line to get those things on the spindle.
Yeah.
And I've seen people that were in front of me at 7-Eleven. They're like waiting for their pizza.
Yeah.
Right, and
Right.
so I'm like, well, this should take a minute.
Well, I think there's reasons why they have signs now saying when the food item went into the thing, because they probably sat there forever. Like your friend probably ate
he
a
ate
hot
it.
dog. They'd been there 10 hours.
Got in the truck. We started driving. He immediately just pulled over and just Ralph. And I was like, and from that point on, I was like, I'll never eat at a gas station.
Yeah,
and then
not
started
doing it.
working with you guys, and I would always have to do gas station runs. Or Larry and I would run to the gas station. He's like, you want anything? I was like,
You got chips.
Bag of chips. Yeah, hot Cheetos.
I remember getting a bite of something from a deli. Okay, it was in a grocery store, right?
Yeah.
And like to me, you can be hit and miss in the deli and the grocery store.
Right.
So they gave me like, and it would be something I would never eat in a million years. And they were like, "Would you like some like a chicken salad or turkey salad?" And I would never buy that from the deli, whatever.
Right. But you were
So I
like,
was
okay.
sure. And they gave me a bite of it. And I swear to God, as I ate it, it didn't taste right. So whatever. So I just swallowed it. And so then, as it went down my throat, I could feel like the stinging burning of it. It was almost like like I did a shot of Jack.
Oh my God.
And then so when I got like 4 aisles over from the deli, like it hit my stomach and it was started like. I've never gotten food poisoning that fast. Right. And I was like, why did I eat ham salad? I think it was ham salad.
Okay, so gross. So
Right,
you're
so-
still at the grocery store. What did you do?
I just knew that was the biggest mistake ever and that I was just going to have to pay the price later.
Okay, you didn't walk back to her and go, I am sick. You just, like, you're about to get everyone in this store sick.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't even
No
think of
looking
that.
out for your fellow man, huh, Larry? Oh, my God.
I didn't really. Yeah, I
like,
guess I should have.
immediately would have walked back and
Yeah,
said, call
you're
the
right.
manager, I'm about to throw up, and this is bad.
Right.
You try it, lady.
Yeah, make all
Shove
three
it
of
in your
them take a bite.
Right,
Manager
exactly.
take a bite, you take a bite. Meet me on aisle 4.
Right, exactly.
Near the diapers.
Ugh.
Yeah, you got to be careful on some of that, pre-made stuff.
Yeah.
I like to see who's working out in the back.
Right. Do they have their gloves on?
Right, for
sure.
sure.
I was at a place the other day and I was getting a takeout order. Okay. And the lady, she was one of those ladies that's like, it says here on the coupon that I got that you didn't, it should be like another 90 cents more off. She was that lady. And it was something like 90 cents. Okay.
Right.
And so the guy's like re-ringing it and stuff. And she's looking over him at the people in the back cooking. And she's like, Did he just handle the rice without gloves on?
Oh my God.
And the guy's like, ringing it up and he hands her the thing. And you could tell that they're short-staffed.
Right.
That they're mad for whatever reason. None of them were smiling.
Right.
Including the manager who was ringing stuff up. And so all of a sudden she's like, no, he's doing it right now. And the guy looks back and he goes, hey, blah, blah, blah. You're supposed to have some gloves on while you do that. And the guy had his jaw open. He was like, huh? Like, are you kidding me? The lady's going to get upset about this?
Right.
Meanwhile, the order he was putting together was mine.
Oh.
But I didn't care because I
was hungry.
Right. And I don't mind a little bacteria, but,
No, you want people to handle stuff right, but it's like.
You do, but then there's.
It's the 5-second rule.
I don't know. To me, I was like, I didn't see him just come from the bathroom.
Or pick his nose or something, right.
Or handle money.
Right.
But it was so funny that she was just so anal.
I think
I was like, maybe more people need to be a little anal.
I think of that at Subway because at Subway, like if you get something toasted, they'll grab the handle and then they'll push the button. And one had a meatball sauce on it the other day, and she's all pressing it, and then it comes out, and then she used that same hand with the gloves and then started grabbing the veggies. And I was like, how many hands have touched that handle and those buttons? And now you're grabbing all the veggies.
Just because the gloves are on doesn't mean they're sanitary. Because they're going from here to here to here, just like your hands.
It's a false sense of security.
Yeah, totally.
I think you're right. I think we should just eat at home.
Yeah,
You're freaking me out.
No, that would mean cooking. I'm still not ready for that level.
I think you need to up your kitchen game because.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's just, it's better to make your own stuff because then you get it exactly how you want it.
Right.
Can you imagine if you were on the other side of the Chipotle thing? I'd make it perfect.
Oh, totally.
I wouldn't give it a bunch of bean juice in it.
Right.
And then I wouldn't douse it in a bunch of sour cream.
It's got the right amount of cheese.
Exactly.
Exactly. It oozes everywhere.
All right. Well, that's another segment on food, huh?
We should do.
And hand sanitation.
Yeah, exactly.
And hand sanitizer.
We added another topic.
That we did.
Coming up next, cookies and spaghetti.
No, totally.
I'm going to send Bolty, go get Larry some ham salad.
Yeah.
Blazin' Hit Radio.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathie.
Yes, we are.
Did you, Omarosa, the apprentice? I don't know if she's a winner. Was she a winner?
No,
I don't think
she's a contestant, and
Right.
she's. I don't know if she won, but she's Trump's only black friend.
Yeah, right. And did I just read she was physically dragged out of the White House?
She was physically dragged out of the White House.
What the hell?
And
Okay,
then
I thought they were buddies.
I did too. Like, she was so proud to be a part of his cabinet and
Right,
get
she's
in
like,
the White
I'm
House.
cool being his only black friend.
Right.
And then Ben Carson's like, I thought I was his only black friend. And then they got a fight.
no, she
And then
would.
Trump was like, I'm not friends with you, Ben.
I'm not friends with either of you.
Omarosa would try to talk to Trump, or she did talk to Trump, and she was the communications director, and she would try to talk to Trump.
Communications director, you mean she was the receptionist?
Probably.
She's the White House phone operator.
She's in the White House.
She's in the White
That's
House.
what matters.
Please hold.
Right.
Please hold.
Please hold.
So she would talk
Omarosa,
to Trump
please hold.
every other day, and General Kelly, the guy who's trying to keep Trump in line and trying to make sure he doesn't say anything stupid or do
grabbing
anything,
ladies by the...
He didn't like Omarosa, and so he would try to prevent her from talking to him, this and that. And then, but Omarosa, it also was reported that she had her own issues, like with the way that the president reacted to the when he said that both sides are fair when there was the Nazis and the,
the alt-right.
Yeah, so she was.
See, I'm shocked she just didn't fall in line with what he says.
Yeah,
he's right. There were nice people on both sides.
Well, so she wanted to quit, and then that was the rumor. And she stuck around. Well, then Twitter started blowing up yesterday because when she did get fired, she literally got thrown out of the White House.
What?
And so a lot of people were making comments on Twitter that, figures that after the African-American female vote came out and voted for Doug Jones at 90%, that the African-American female gets...
He saw you have to go.
Yes.
Wow.
So Colbert talked about it. So you'll briefly hear the news reporter actually doing the story, and then Colbert will respond to it. So
She continued to try to go in from what I'm hearing. And General Kelly was called, and he came over, and he told the Secret Service to get her out of here.
What?
Is there any chance there's footage of that?
Yeah, right? Oh, my God.
And she didn't go quietly. According to a White House source, Omarosa had to be physically dragged from the White House. Oh, girl, respect yourself. This is incredible. The Secret Service physically dragging someone from the White House. Though, it's good practice for when Robert Mueller finishes his investigation.
Wow. So that went down, so she got all ghetto.
Yep. And so oh my gosh, if you... Like, I love Twitter, all right? And so you can see everyone's response in the entire world if you just, like, keyword Trump or Omarosa.
Yeah,
so that's where you can see all the comments about Omarosa and all the comments about Trump. And so people were tweeting, like, GIFs of what Omarosa looks like walking into Mueller's office. And it's all these different things of, like, she's, like, coming in there, like, strutting, coming in there all mad. It's so funny. You gotta love people's sense of humor.
Yeah, like, so what is the deal? Like, is she, like...
I don't know. Everyone gets fired from the Trump administration. Who knows? Like, everyone.
Rarely do you have to get dragged out.
Well, she's probably that feisty, like.
Well, I'm sure it was also people like her. When you're finally being fired or whatever, you don't know how to accept it.
Right.
So I'm sure there was a little of that.
Right. They're like, you're just supposed to get a box, your house plant, and your pictures.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, she got a limo ride the last time that Trump fired her.
All right, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's insane.
And she did go kicking and screaming on that show, too.
Right. I'm sure. Yeah. So that's probably just her hot-headed personality.
Right.
Who didn't someone at the old station, like I'm talking the old station when we were in the
cried
fourth
in the
floor.
corner and got taken out.
Fell
physically.
on the floor in the elevator.
Like a baby.
Okay.
Right. And
Yeah.
it was just like freaking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I barely remember something like that.
Yeah, it was very dramatic.
Like,
but
No, he still works in this town.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't pretty when he left.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you just gotta, I don't know, I'm hot-headed though, so maybe I would be like, you know what? I got some words. Like, I don't know.
Well, when we left the station, I remember Kathie and I were like getting our stuff, and I had put this kind of like cutout of Pulp Fiction on the top of where our cabinet was.
It was like when you go to the movie theater and you see like the cutout of
Right.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, some girl was helping us, and she just got up there, and they don't want you to use tape.
Right.
Yeah, so she ripped it off, and she totally ripped the wallpaper, and I was like, ooh, that's not good. And then we had a little mini fridge in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, didn't really want to hassle with it. So I was like, I bequeath my refrigerator to Nikki Swarren.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Nikki Swarren got it.
Yeah, she's a good one.
Yeah, she was a good choice.
Deserving of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we, like, it
But
wasn't.
it's hard when you're being walked out of a job that you...
Everyone's watching you.
You
She
sacrificed
just
your
got fired.
family
Yeah.
to help that company and stuff like that. It's hard.
Yeah, because, being the #1 morning show in town for 15 years, we had made a bunch of money for companies and
them.
stations, and we
finally
millions
said, we'd like some of it.
Right.
And they said, walk out.
No, they all the clients and stuff like that that benefited from us being #1, so it was just a lot of hard work, and, sometimes, they make decisions that they regret later when they become 16th place.
So who's coming with me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Who wants some?
Who needs it? Are you it's like that Tom Cruise when he was
Yeah,
leaving.
he's like,
in that
who's coming
movie.
with me?
And everyone just started looking at their computer like, no, can't.
And the one girl's like,
I will. Right.
Right.
I'll sleep with you and I'll quit my job.
That was when Renee Zellweger was really cute.
Cute. Right.
Yeah, all those actresses, even Meg Ryan, man.
She used to be really cute.
And then now you look at her and you're like, what happened?
Well, you know what
Joker.
happens? I'll tell you what happens is that, age happens.
Yes.
And sometimes the first thing that happens to women, I think, is, they maybe get gray hair at a certain point.
But we can dye it.
Right. And
Right.
so women keep dyeing their hair.
Not a big problem.
Right. But the problem is sometimes there'll be a face that doesn't match the solid hair.
Yeah, no, for real.
Right, and you're like, oh, okay. So then you look at some of the ladies, then they get like plastic surgery and stuff, and you're like, okay, you kept it at bay for a while.
Yeah.
But then there's a point where you're like, just become one of those Cherry Creek ladies, and you're really, literally supposed to be a silverhead lady that's old and holding, waiting for the bus, but you've decided to fight it. Now you're a redheaded, stuff in your face lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've kind of like, you're just a whole different segment of society. So, you know what I mean? It's just very Cherry Creek North.
Totally. The one thing that I do for my face,
I do
is I'll go and get the IPL, which takes off the brown spots, because
The laser.
I grew up here in Colorado, so I was
Sun
always
exposure.
out in the sun. And so now that I'm older, like sometimes I'll see a little come to the surface and I'm like, what the hell is this? But it makes your face not look as clean. Like, so, so that I will go, like, I'm usually like, nope, don't need any kind of expensive purse. I would just rather put the money towards
In
this
your face.
laser.
Right.
Right. But the injections and stuff, that's where I get nervous because you start losing expression lines.
All right.
You
Like
know-
there's something that happens to, and you know who it's happening to?
Who?
Kim Kardashian's buddy that's not gay. That seems gay.
He's looked horrible for years.
No, I know, but
Jonathan.
Right. He gets so much Botox or something in the outside of his eyes.
Yeah.
It distorts his head.
How does
It looks
Kim not
so
say
weird.
anything to him?
Well, I think that that's just the way they've gotten used to him looking.
Or that's
you know what I
LA.
mean? Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah,
for
right.
sure. But it's like there's a lady that works in Cherry Creek North that has that kind of like eyes situation, and you really can't You just have to just be like, hi.
Oh,
right.
I'm
and-
not going to your doctor. Oh, you work for a doctor? Well, that's not a good representative, is it?
Well, you work. There's a girl that you do stuff with. Her name's Angel. I see
Angel.
her on the show all the time.
Angel Aesthetics.
Yeah, and she runs this thing over your face, and it's like, I don't know, it feels like you're getting arc welded. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're wearing these glasses.
It's the laser genesis.
Right.
Right. It doesn't touch your skin. It just goes over it.
Right, and what's funny about it feels like arc welding. It's the only way I can describe it, and it kind of sounds like
Because
it.
sparks are coming off your skin.
Right, and so then if you have like a little bit where you're not shaved, and you have a little stubble,
Yeah.
like it feels like lightning, and
Right.
it feels it's like burning and catching. It's like your face is like popcorn. But then after she's done, I don't know what it does, but it makes you. It's like she slapped the youth into you or
No,
something.
for
with
real.
it.
You're
Like,
right.
it's like a collagen buff.
Totally. Lasers can
Slap the youth out of you.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, the youth
Do
into
the
you.
collagen.
Yeah, but it's pretty
they
amazing.
heat it up and and replenish the collagen.
She's hot.
No, Angel's hot. Greg
Yeah.
Dutra was even like,
Who's
it's
that?
not a bad thing when she's, sitting over you, waxing your eyebrows or, doing laser on your eyebrows.
no, for
you
sure.
know, or when she's got to get in there.
Plus, she's
good looking.
She's like my
Funny as hell.
Right, she's my homegirl in the sense that her and I have some things in common.
Totally. She's a down-ass chick. She's from Albuquerque.
Super cool.
Totally. But
right.
yeah, I totally agree. There's a lot. And then remember, I did try to do the lip injections that one time.
How did that feel?
It hurts, but it's just the fact that I had two little poker points where she did the injection in my lips for a couple weeks.
You know what they look
Even
like,
though I
Wig?
tried to roll it out.
You know the thing that comes out of your tire so you can put air in it?
Uh-huh.
Fit two really little ones of those.
Right,
on her
just
lips.
like sticking out. It was the weirdest
He
thing.
presses all.
Right, you're
Right.
like, let me let a little out.
Right.
Could you feel it?
I'm at 32 psi now.
Could you feel it in your lips?
Yeah. I mean, you could feel it. But I have little lips. And they're only going to get littler as I get older. So.
But I mean,
do
did
lips
you ever
get smaller as you get older?
I don't know. I just feel like they do.
Oh, okay.
My grandma could barely put lipstick on when she had nothing to
It's
put
like
it on.
putting lipstick on a clam. That was my mother-in-law. She still managed to get a ton of red lipstick on me. When
She always
kissed
went
me.
bright red.
Right.
Your mother-in-law.
Okay, so wait a minute. When you get injected in your lips, I think you definitely didn't do enough.
Yeah.
I think you should have done it so we were like, damn, that looks good.
No, the point of doing it is so people don't see it.
Well, no, but I mean, you needed not to be full Kylie, but you needed to go probably double of what you did.
And no, you're crazy.
How long does
and
it stay in there?
It may look good from the front, but when you see a lady from the side that's had lip injections, they got
weird.
duck lips.
It looks weird.
Right, it's
and
just
you can
weird.
tell when it's not their actual
Totally.
lip. Yeah, it looks like Meg Ryan.
Right.
No, the
Meg Ryan.
Kardashians managed to pull it off.
They
I
have
see
millions
Khloe
of
has it.
dollars.
I'm
Plus,
just saying.
you never see them from the side. Have you noticed that? Their interviews are straight on. When
Right.
the cameras are there, they're straight on.
No, because when they go on the red carpet, they have to turn all different angles and stuff.
Barely.
But they know just the right amount to put in. All I'm saying is,
You would defend the Kardashians.
no, I'm just saying that Kathie needs a little
Yeah.
more in the lips for us to really get a idea of what it would look
Well,
like.
it's not going to happen.
All right.
All right. I'd rather have the.
What if I accidentally elbow you and then they just get
I'll
swollen?
take that. I'll take
Right.
that.
Kathy
A
is
bee sting.
the
Right,
living
Kathy's
doll.
allergic to bees.
Right. There. Ha
He's
ha.
all poke. Boink, boink, boink.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at how beautiful my lips are.
All the
Do you
years.
guys like them? Do you want to kiss me?
You were like the doll for Larry, Kathy. You were like, he's like, you know what you need here? You're
You
gonna
know,
put on
you
some
Oh no,
You-
she
music.
doesn't. She has way more like.
I never listened to him.
No, I don't
He
recommend.
wanted me to
stuff.
shave half my head.
Oh, I
Demi
did-
Lovato is so cool with half her head shaved. You should totally do that. You could rock it. You have a good face.
Oh, my God.
I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that.
I thought she should have dyed her hair a really cool color, like like turquoise or something.
Yeah, I didn't do that either.
Right,
I
you
put
went-
in red extensions.
I know, but they
Right.
were so subtle. It was
I
like a
know.
maroon red. It
I know,
wasn't
and
like-
they're still in.
right. And then those things can be taken in and out. It's like,
Yeah.
you watch Love and Hip Hop. Those chicks have a different
I know.
hairstyle every 10 minutes.
So much so that sometimes when it's her doing the interview, when they cut to them doing the interview, I'm like, is that the same chick?
You don't know who's who.
You're right.
And there's a new kind of Cardi B girl on there. Have you seen her?
Is she the white
She got a-
chick?
no,
The blonde
she's
chick?
black, and she got like a long head.
Uh-oh.
But she the new ghetto.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
Okay, but like that or annoying, like, that's right, Cardi B.
That's all we
No,
need.
she's like slower.
Oh.
She's like, so it's like a slower Cardi B.
Something's wrong with her.
And
Are
her-
you
No,
okay? You're right. I just think it's funny that you have these girls that always talk the game of I'm in control. I know what I'm doing. Blah blah blah. And then like 2 episodes later, they're sleeping with the same dudes that were sleeping with all the other chicks. It's like you just fell for the same trick.
Right, they spend the whole show beating each other up,
Yeah.
and the guys are laughing all the way to the bed.
Right. You know who the one I think about is Erica,
Right.
who is now on Scared Famous.
Right.
Okay, so when she was dating Rich, and all that crap was going down in Love and Hip Hop.
Is she the one that's all bisexual? She sometimes has a girlfriend.
I don't know. No.
Okay.
Okay.
She's super hot.
No, she's super hot. She's the one that's kind of winning Scared Famous.
Okay,
That
yeah.
is in love with Safari.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So she always talked this big old game about how she was about her money and blah, blah, blah. Wasn't going to fall for this. And men, she knew the men's games, but yet she fell for Rich, who sleeps with everybody
Right.
on Love and Hip Hop. Then she got into a fight with a chick about Rich. Like she just really dragged herself down that she needed more than she needed to be.
Right.
And then she gets on Scared Famous. What does she do? She hooks up with Safari, who's also been hooking up with everybody on Love in L.A. Like, come on. I mean, I know you can't follow Wiggins, but there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
And
I'm
Safari,
lost.
he's just getting played because he's the ex of Nicki Minaj.
Right, and that show is the whole reason why I'm watching it is to watch him.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm like, man, life is different when you're dating Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Because, you're probably like just first class everything. And now it's like he's a regular person
No,
again.
he's not. Women still fall for it. Like
Yeah,
in
but
Love in L.A.
to your point, he's in the green room at the Tonight Show.
Yeah, right.
He's VIP at like
So
venues.
if you're just some regular chick trying to get your name out there,
Yeah.
wouldn't you just go and
I
be a
don't know.
part
It's
of it?
the ghetto Kardashians.
I'll be
That's all
part,
that
right? But the
is.
fact that they think it's love, Safari and Erica, I'm like, okay, okay.
VH1 is the black girls beating each other up channel.
Totally. And then
Every once
what's
in a while,
the
a white girl slides in.
Right.
ETV? Is that the Beverly Hills Housewives? What is that?
Bravo.
One? Bravo.
Yeah, come on.
Nah.
Come on now.
Hello, we've gone all the way to having little people versions of
Yes,
the show.
that I
And
will
then
watch.
when the little people hit each other.
That I will watch. 303-728-3420. It is the last day to get in those Christmas wishes.
Come
So
on.
if you haven't written your letter yet to nominate someone, you got to do it right now.
Avery, what's your Lammy's name?
Lammy,
And what are the names of Gianna's Lammies?
Pinkie Pie, and Sheep.
Oh, wait. Mares eat oats, and goats eat oats, and little lambs eat ivy. Diddly-divey do, wouldn't you? Hey, Avery, tell us about Lamb-E. Oh, wait.
Lammy, Lammy. Lammy, Lammy, Lammy. Lammy, Lammy, Lammy. Lammy, Lammy, Lammy. Because I gave the sheep to Daddy, and he took the sheep.
What does Lammy do?
She hits me,
What?
and I laugh at her, and she laughs back to me.
Where does Lammy sleep?
Whenever I push her and I hug her and squeeze her, I love Lammy every day. Lammy, Lammy, Lammy. Lammy, Lammy, Lammy. Lammy, Lammy, Lammy.
Blazin' Hit Radio.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathie.
Have we given the girls lamb yet?
To
Lamb.
eat.
You know, to eat, yeah.
No.
Lamb chops.
Yeah, then so that
No,
halfway through
no.
dinner, you'd be like, you're eating
That would be
Lammy.
horrible.
Hey, I've seen the way Avery treats Lammy sometimes.
Right.
Cooking her into a meal would be no worse.
Remember, it was like she was only like 15 months old, and it was like domestic violence against Lammy.
Right.
I was
All
like,
the
calm
time.
down. This is like your bud. What are you doing? She'd be like, Lammy's head goes in the cable.
Right, and we're like, future serial killer?
Right. A Facebook memory came up for me holding her at the old studio
yeah.
when she was an infant.
That was the first time you ever really held a baby,
yeah.
right?
No, I held him before. It was more of like where I wasn't like freaking out, I guess.
Did she have the
Like,
chubby cheeks where when she put
was baby,
the headphones
baby.
on?
she was a baby, but no, she was a little chunky, and she was a baby. But the funniest thing was just like you could still see, like obviously it's the same person,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, that's Avery now.
You
You
can
could,
still
and now
see
she's
her
got a
baby.
little personality, and
Yeah.
it's just Lammy.
Oh, I'm so
She's
excited.
adorable.
303-728-3420. You can call us. You can also give us a shout out from the app. This is like almost the best shout out ever, right?
Okay.
Has a little kid in it.
Aw.
It comes from another country. It's almost the best shout out ever.
Okay.
Good morning, Larry, Kendall, and Wiggins. Say good morning.
Aw.
Hi.
Glad you guys are back. Just saying hi from the UK. This is Chris, and hope you have a fantastic day.
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh, the little baby.
I want to talk like that all day.
Yeah.
And I wish we could talk to him so
Yeah.
he could judge my British accent.
Well, he just sent it in, so maybe he'll give us
Hit us
the.
back. Call us on the line here.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, Chris.
303-728-3420.
But he's UK. Do they charge more? You got to have that plan in your cell phone
Maybe-
plan to call
It's a
international,
global
right?
plan. It's like unlimited.
Oh,
Maybe he
okay.
did it online.
No, he
If
just
there's-
did the shout out
He
there.
did it on the app.
Yeah, but I don't know if he'll call. Who knows? If
It's
you're
all
listening,
right.
you can call us.
You
Call
don't
us.
have to.
But it's Larry, Kathie, and Wiggins.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
He
You
called
know.
you Kendall.
He did call me Kendall.
Kathie wish he was the black guy because if she was, she'd stay home all day, be naked.
Oh, yes. Just swinging it in the mirror.
That's why
Looking at it.
I asked
Lammy,
guys.
lammy.
I asked guys like before, like if you were like a hot blonde,
Yeah.
like who's the hottest chick out right now? Like who's one of the smoking chicks? Like Harley Quinn chick's hot.
Oh, yeah,
but-
Margot Robbie is hot.
Right. Like so, what would you do if you were her for 48 hours?
I'd go and eat everything I saw.
See, I asked guys that. I asked straight guys that, and they're like, every single time they'd be like, "I'd go be a slut," and I'm like, "Huh, that's an interesting response."
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you were a hot chick for 48 hours.
Yeah.
you'd go
Right.
start it
Versus
up.
what
Now,
would
is
you?
that your dude mentality saying you would share the hot chick with as many men as you could?
No, you would be the hot chick. So
Right?
for
No,
48
I
hours.
know, but is it your male mentality saying I'd let her, this hot chick, sleep with a lot of guys?
Right. But
and not really putting two and two together that you're now the hot chick getting rammed?
Right. No, I think that some guys are like, I wonder what it's like for a girl.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then, like, I don't know, just take advantage of it. Like, if I was her for 48 hours, I'd probably go near the frat houses in Boulder.
Okay. So you would do the same thing.
Yeah.
You do the same thing.
Probably.
Okay. If you were a hot chick, Wiggins, what would you do for 24 hours?
I don't know. Like, I guess you would just try to be like, let's see what power I have to try to get in places.
See?
You know what I mean?
The evil empire.
But there's not. What are you going to gain from that? Like now, if you said you get to be like the president for a day or something, then you get to be like, oh, well, then I'm going to do this.
Now we're talking shapeshifter.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about. Well, you're already saying sex.
No. I'm just saying, like, I've always fantasized about being shapeshifter because then you could be anybody.
Oh my God,
now
I'd
I'm the
love
president of the bank, and I'm like, yeah, let me in. I got to go count some stuff.
That was my favorite X-Men character when I'd watch X. No, it was Morph.
Oh.
And he was only on like the first episode of like X-Men animated series, right? And the whole thing was about him disappearing and going crazy, and so he would only come back every once in a while. But he was the male Mystique, and so I was just like, oh, how cool! I was like, he gets to just be whoever. I was like, that would be
cool.
the greatest.
Same with Liquid Terminator. He got to be whoever he wanted.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah. Even on the. Oh no, yeah.
Remember, he was the security guard.
He was
the big fat redheaded guy that was getting coffee. Then he got the needle in the eye.
Oh yeah.
Hey, be careful out there, and not to get distracted by the TV, but it is icy. It is like kind of the first quote unquote snowstorm that we've had, and so the roads are super slick. And I just saw a car flipped over on E470. So be careful if you're driving out there.
Yes, you'll probably have to go outside and scrape your windshield.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I did. I haven't parked in my garage, and because I have just the crap in there, and so I realized and was reminded how crappy it is
to not have a garage,
to walk out to your car, and then you're like trying to see out of a little hole in the windshield,
and hoping that by the time you make it out of the neighborhood area, that
you might see a little more,
defrosted a little more.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
We were talking earlier about getting fired because Omarosa got fired from the White House, and they pulled her out, and so we got this text that says, I was fired once from my lovely job at Taco Bell 1,000,000 years ago. So as I turned to leave, I threw a burrito at the manager's face. I guess that's what you do, right?
Yeah. I mean, was it wrapped in the paper or did it make a big mess?
That was Tammy. You remember Melissa McCarthy?
Oh, right.
When she gets fired from the burger place or whatever, she starts like licking all the buns. They're just stacked there when she's walking out. He's like, you can't do that.
She's like,
Right. We're going to have to throw those away. She's touching everything.
Ooh, I wonder if this is the UK guy. Okay, hold on. We're going to get this phone call.
Okay.
Yo, are you there? Hello?
Hey, Wiggins.
Hey, what's going on? Keep it clean. You're live on air, but what's going on?
No, it's Whitcomb.
Oh,
hey. It's funny. It's funny you keep it clean. Okay. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned the garage thing. I literally was driving in, looking at all the people with snowy cars because I could park inside now. I'm like, oh, you poor people.
Yeah, literally.
You know what it is?
You know what? Rick had to be outside, have his car parked outside for probably a decade, 2 decades, right?
Yep.
And so just recently, that was like his summer project was to clean out the garage so he'd have the garage for a car. And look, today, you are the one smiling and laughing at everyone else.
That's right. It makes me. I feel so growing up.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I think it's like Americans, we like have so much stuff. And so if you don't go to get a storage facility, you eventually just use your garage as storage.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, damn, this sucks.
It's right. You're right. And it's sad because before I owned a house, I would drive by and see people's garages and be like, you can't clean that. You have a garage. Why is it full of crap?
Right.
And look who I was for 10 plus years.
No, for sure. Like my in-laws, they have like, rooms in their house because my mother-in-law is kind of a little bit of a hoarder.
A little
rest
bit,
her soul.
a little bit of a hoarder.
She could be on the A&E
Well,
show.
no.
Your mom made my mom.
My mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law made my mom seem normal, and my mom's a hoarder. She has stuff from each decade.
I know, but here's the thing. The difference is that, and this is kind of a strange thing because you're talking about the TV show, Wig. On that show, it's usually terrible. It's like trash, dead cats.
On the TV show.
Right. My mother-in-law, she hoarded new stuff she bought at Walmart. Okay? So when you go into these rooms, there's just bag upon bag of stuff she bought multiple times, and it's like all new stuff. So like this past summer, we had a garage sale that my whole driveway was filled with all new stuff.
Wow.
Like stuff from Walmart. It's still in the back packages. And that was just like 2 rooms that they cleared out. There's still like 3 other rooms to clear out in a whole garage. And so when we went to her service down in Louisiana, there in the house, I was like, why are they sleeping on the couch? Isn't there another bedroom? And I went to go in that bedroom, and the door wouldn't open. And
Full
inside was all stuff new.
Right.
So
From
I mean,
the Piggly Wiggly.
right. And like my father-in-law just like literally took. He's like, I took 100 and some cans of food to the shelter because she also hoarded canned goods.
Wow.
So he's like, there's just no way I would be able to eat all this, you know.
So Rick, are you a hoarder? Is that why your garage was so messy?
I wouldn't say I'm a hoarder.
Nobody ever does on the show. Nobody ever does.
So, in a little bit of my defense, I did have a Jeep project. I was trying to restore a Jeep.
The old Jeep
so
project.
I had that thing tore apart in the garage, but I finally gave that hobby up and just focused on brewing beer.
Brewing beer's a lot smaller of a hobby.
Right. It's nice to have a warm car in the morning.
Well, thanks for calling, Rick. Enjoy the snow-free car.
I feel for you, Wink. All right, guys. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye.
This will piss somebody off because I had an open slot in my garage and I left my car in the driveway. So I had it. It was right there.
Wow,
literally
you are
feet
wasteful.
away.
Oh, my God. So you had to go out this morning and scrape your car off.
Well, my husband was super sweet and he started the car for me early.
What time did he leave?
No, he was just
remote
up.
start. Did he actually go out there and start it?
Remote start.
You know the problem with the remote start? Don't you have to hit the horn button
So
to
you kind of
start it?
Yeah, you have to lock the car again. So you kind of have to make that.
Yeah.
So your neighbors probably hate you, but then
I can't do it with mine because mine's the Titan, so it's all.
You're the one that wanted to have that ridiculous horn, Wiggins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but no, I think that having a garage is crucial to living here, but apparently there's no winter, so whatever.
You know what, though? The winter will be here. Like, for the whole time I lived at my house in Thornton, that whole time. So past 6 years is all I've had a garage.
Right.
So the rest of it, I didn't even have like a real driveway. I parked on rocks.
Right now, Kathie has a 3-car garage. She takes all the cars out, runs around in there.
Yeah, right.
Does cartwheels.
No, my husband is definitely filling the garage so much so, Wiggins, he bought these
shelves, yeah.
Industrial shelves that come down off the ceiling, and everything is packed up there.
Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do
the
it.
The shelves over here house all of the Halloween stuff.
Is it the remote ones?
No,
because there's some that.
Just
yes, we've seen the remote ones.
Yeah. You're right, and he just uses a ladder and he gets up
It's
and
really
grabs.
perfect. I really want them because it's a great place to put stuff because you have all that wasted space up there.
You do.
Well, because Mr. Efficient's all trying to get all techie, it annoys me because that's my department. So I'm going to buy some things and outdo him on that area.
Dude,
So,
just hook up Alexa. She can turn on your living room light just like our house.
well, you have to buy you do know that you have to buy a fader or the dimmer, and you do know how much a dimmer is, right?
No, he didn't tell me
He didn't
about
tell you
this.
that. It doesn't just happen. You have to somehow have a dimmer that connects to Wi-Fi, and they're like $300 for a pack of 3.
No wonder why he said go and get your Mac makeup. He has the guilt going on. Are you kidding me? So
No.
if I have 2 lamps now that are controlled by Alexa, are you telling me he spent like $600?
Yep.
Oh,
if it's a dimmer, if it's for the dimmer for the ceiling lights,
he's gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't have Alexa because you guys keep talking about it and making me jealous.
Yeah.
So Chris made me get something similar, but it was definitely cheaper.
Was it?
What was it?
It's called Alexican.
Oh, all right.
New home assistants are all the rage, but can cost hundreds of dollars. Now there's Alexican. Like Alexa, Alexican can help control your entire house, but for way less.
Alexican. Play Britney Spears.
Britney's played out. Here's some Snowther product. She's way better.
Alexican can be paired with any Bluetooth device.
Alexa can start my car. Oh, you think just because I'm a Mexican I know how to hotwire a car? Psst, please out. I'm starting it for you.
Alexican can also control your home lighting. Alexican, turn lamp on.
Are you really that lazy you can't get up and turn on a lamp? Psst, down.
Alexa can also order products for delivery.
Alexa can order toilet paper.
Ooh, gross. That's nasty. Order your own caca paper. Ugh.
Alexa, she's like Alexa, but not really.
I'm way better. I'll kick that bitch's ass.
I'm way better.
Yeah.
So did you buy one or
Is
what?
your Lexicon yellow?
No, it's red, white, and green, the light on the top.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, though. Okay, I'm kind of down with that.
All right, that's pretty awesome. 303-728-3420. Text us, call us, or send us a shout out like the guy from UK who shouted out Larry, Kendall, and Wiggins.
Chris!
And now,
all tea, all shade, hunty.
Celebrity Trashing Batch with Larry, Kathie, and Wiggins.
Can I get an amen up in here?
Here's Kathie J.
Damn Wiggins, get online. Start looking everywhere. Apparently, Revival, Eminem's new album coming out tomorrow, has been leaked.
Ooh. He's going to be mad and make a song about that.
No lie. The label's working to get the links taken down, but of course, it's online.
It's
so
gonna always make it on there, somehow.
I know, but aren't you? I'm dying to hear it.
Right,
aren't
no,
you?
for sure.
I just hope there's a Trump track on there. That's all I hope.
Like
just a rip.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you like the Beyonce song.
Yeah.
Right,
man.
Walk on Water.
Yeah, even though somebody during the song is eating a bag of chips.
No, he's writing on
no,
paper.
I know, but it sounds like somebody's getting into a bag of chips.
Oh,
It's more than it sounds like paper.
I feel so bad. I can't sit through the song long enough to hear the chips being eaten.
Oh,
It's
it
just
happens
too
in the
slow for
beginning.
me.
Okay, then you ain't got no soul, girl. Like it's such a, like he always does amazing songs with other, like Rihanna and this, that, the other.
Right.
And so it's like time to team up with Beyonce, and it's like such a powerful song. Her hook kills it.
Right.
And so does he. So I don't think you spend enough time with a song. Like you kind of prejudge it.
True.
And then later on you're like, oh, that was good. You're famous for that. So just follow my lead.
I'm famous for
just
that.
follow my lead. What?
For not liking something and then loving it.
I've never done that.
Ever.
Never.
Really? That's
Never.
not you? Jupiter rising.
Jupiter ascending.
Jupiter is sorry.
Yeah, Jupiter.
Okay, you know what?
Sucking.
Everybody's allowed to like one stinker movie,
Right.
But the fact that I hated Taylor Swift and now that I love her
Here's the
means
thing.
nothing.
Right.
If you hated it, you could just say, I don't like that, or I love it. But you went on about Jupiter Ascending like that was the best thing that's ever been made. You were freaking out. Oh my God, you guys have to.
I was not freaking out. I thought it was good. I gave it a thumbs up.
You were freaking out.
Well, can I just say this
I
for
remember
the
you
record?
saying
Can
it
I
was
just
like
say
as
this
good
for
as
the
Star
record?
Wars
Something
Fifth
about
Element.
Channing Tatum naked or something, right?
No.
Right.
No. It was
His tight pants.
No, it was the movie company that did the film gave me a Vespa.
Oh, now you can talk about it.
Right, exactly.
Oh, now we got it. What happened to the Vespa?
It's in my garage. It says Jupiter Ascending. It's why I can't put my car on the other side. And it's really cool.
Do you have to wear stupid makeup whenever you ride it?
No. When I talk to alligator aliens that look like people.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
That just crashed into your kitchen.
I really thought the snowboarding thing was kind of cool. It was like
Oh
space
my
boarding.
God, Larry. Oh, so yesterday, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's going down.
It's going down.
And yesterday, it was announced who's going in it. Bon Jovi's getting in.
Good.
Yeah. And
who's the other guy that's with him? They're not even buddies anymore?
Richie Sambora.
Are they not friends or?
Richie Sambora just up and left one day.
We're never going to know about all this stuff anymore. We used to be clued in on where everybody was.
Yeah.
But then VH1 Behind the Music went away, and now we just don't know about anybody.
Oh, that's true. Although Dan Rather does. Do you ever watch his interviews with? He does something like on Access TV.
Okay, and did he interview John Bon Jovi?
No. But he does great interviews with bands and stuff. So it's kind of there behind the music if you can catch it. It's like 159 channel, but whatever. But Richie Sambora, he left Bon Jovi. And everybody's been cool. Nobody's really dissed each other. Bon Jovi went their own way. Richie Sambora went and took a lot of time off. But now Richie Sambora has some sort of band that he's working on. So, but will he show up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? If Journey can do it with Steve Perry, then I'm sure Bon Jovi can do it with Richie Sambora.
Right, and then John Bon Jovi has opted to just go gray. His hair.
He did?
It's totally gray.
He really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi is the only band going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that started after the 70s.
Oh, wow.
This year, at least. Right. So, Moody Blues, Dire Straits. Nina Simone's going in.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool for her. Okay, let me see. John Stamos is finally reproducing, everyone.
How old is he? Because he doesn't look his age. I know he doesn't. I think him and Rob Lowe should actually date.
He's 50 or
He's
something.
54.
54.
It was so
He looks
fun.
amazing.
You know that show, The Orville? It's the Seth MacFarlane.
The popcorn?
Right, that's what
Orville
over
Red and Butter.
We
Yeah,
have
Red and
at least
Butter.
every other day.
It's the
sci-fi
it's
It's the
show.
sci-fi show that's supposed to look like a comedy, but it's actually not.
But it's kind of a comedy,
Okay.
but whatever.
It's Seth MacFarlane's sci-fi.
sci-fi show. It's kind of like Star Trek. So in that show, Rob Lowe plays an alien.
Okay.
And he omits something from him that makes anybody that comes in contact with him fall in love with him.
Which is normal.
Right. So, but
that's every day.
But he's blue and everything like this.
Okay.
So it's such a funny episode because Seth is like, he's straight. You know, he's not even gay, but he's like, falls for this guy and he can't explain it. So everybody's like, what's wrong with the captain? And he's like, what does my hair look like? He's like, I'm going out with him. He's like, we're going to hang out. He's like, does this make me look fat? He's changing like 3 times.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And everybody's like, what is going on? And he can't explain it. He's
Right.
like, I don't know. We're going out.
It's just the power.
And then the girl that is on the show falls in love with the alien. So then they used to be a couple. Now they're fighting over him.
Over the Rob Lowe.
Right, exactly.
That's
so he's
hilarious.
like, I'm pretty sure I with him tonight. And they just start heaving at each other. It's so hilarious.
So is that a good enough show for us to watch? Like, you watch it on a regular basis?
Chris does, yeah.
Too many shows
you
out
just
there.
jump in and out of it. Okay. Well, John Stamos, not Rob Lowe. He's his fiance, who's 31, who's so 23 years younger.
Okay.
Which I would expect for John Stamos, is pregnant. And John Stamos said we have the same morals and the same values that all clicked nicely. So we said, oh, well, maybe we should have a family.
So he's going to be how old when that kid graduates?
54,
He'd be 64, 71, 72.
62.
No, because then that's only 10
20
years. Yeah, he's 54.
54.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
10 years would be 64. He's
Wow.
going to be 72.
That's why I married somebody that knows math.
We're married?
No.
Oh, yeah. It is like a marriage. We're all
Mr.
married
Efficient.
together.
Yeah, right. So that's pretty cool. Congratulations.
He
to
looks
you, Stamos.
amazing.
He looks amazing. Like Fuller House, he looks the exact same.
Yeah, right?
As he did when he was on that
And you know
show
what?
20 years ago.
I remember Wiggins saying something about like, you know, because that show made him feel nostalgic. So, and I know a couple other people that have been watching on Netflix. So I was like, let me give it a view.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, it's just as horrible as the original.
Exactly right.
It's terrible.
Cheesy,
But-
same laugh track.
you know
so many
what-
people love it.
What you realize through that is that John Stamos and Uncle Joey, whatever his name is, and Bob Saget, they're the real reason why that show worked. Back in the day?
Back in the day.
Yeah. Because when they come on, maybe it is because you're used to them, but you could tell you don't see them as acting. Like they're just
Yeah.
on there and it's like they're portraying those characters. When those girls try to do something, it's like, yeah, you're definitely those Lifetime movie channel actors.
Oh no,
You know what I
Cameron,
mean? Like,
the Cameron,
the
chick.
Hallmark
yeah,
stuff, yeah.
she's totally the Hallmark chick.
Right, she's a babe though.
Yeah, no, for sure, she's very good looking. So did you see the clips coming out from The View yesterday, where Meghan McCain was talking with Joe Biden about her dad, John McCain?
Super sad. She was
Super sad.
talking about the brain cancer that her dad has,
Mhm.
and Joe Biden lost his son to the same brain cancer.
Yep.
So it was like super emotional.
Yeah, here's the audio.
This is the hard part. Bear with me, okay? I couldn't get through your book. I tried. Your son, Bo, had the same cancer that my father was diagnosed with 6 months ago. And I'm sorry.
But there's a lot of hope, babe.
I think about Bo almost every day. And I was told, sorry, that this doesn't get easier, but that you cultivate the tools to work with this and live with this. I know you and your family have been through tragedy that I couldn't conceive of.
Well, look,
What would you tell people? It's not about me. It's about everyone with cancer.
It is about everyone. But look, one of the things that gave Bo courage, my word, was John. Your dad, you may remember when you were a little kid, your dad took care of my Bo. Your dad, when he was a mill aide, worked with me, became friends with Bo. And Bo talked about your dad's courage, not about illness, but about his courage.
Yeah. So.
Whoa, that was pretty emotional.
And then after that happened, unfortunately, later on yesterday, John McCain was hospitalized in Maryland. The office said that it's just normal side effects with his ongoing therapy. But I think we're all sending a prayer out to anyone out there that is going through cancer, and we hope that you guys beat it. Yeah, for sure. And your family's just hang in there. You know, my father just died of cancer.
Right.
Blah. Okay, so Mark Wahlberg is Forbes' most overpaid actor of 2017.
You know what? Props to him, because in the sense that, you know, he was Marky Mark.
Yeah, no,
and
for
he
real.
parlayed
He-
this into like this huge thing.
An amazing career.
Amazing.
And then he owns Entourage.
Right.
You know, he is Entourage.
He's got a cut of Wahlburgers.
Yeah, for real. Like,
Right.
you know, even his brother Donnie's finally made it back up and gets some respect
Right,
from
no,
Blue
no,
Bloods
for sure.
and being married to Jenny McCarthy. Like,
Right.
Yeah, like Mark Wahlberg
Right.
totally has just created a good life for himself. And
He was
he's
on the cover of Interview magazine, grabbing his crotch. I still have that issue somewhere.
from way back in the day.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
like wrapped in plastic. It's
Dude,
like a
he
collector's
was
issue.
his body even today, even dad bod when they catch him like
Oh,
on
yeah, he's
vacation,
still got a six-pack.
out in the ocean.
No, I follow him on Instagram. He literally has been doing this regimen. I don't know if it's for a movie or whatever, but he's freaking ripped
He's
now.
sexy, God. And you got to sit across from him and talk to him, Larry, for The Gambler. I'm so jealous.
Oh my God.
And have you seen his house?
Oh, yeah.
It's like insane.
The one in L.A.
Right.
That's got, like, doesn't it drop down off the mountain to another level where the tennis court is and
Kind
stuff?
of. It's just insane.
So cool.
Have
But-
either of you eaten at the Wahlburgers burger joint?
Yes.
No.
Oh, is it
I
good?
have in Boston.
Is it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I've
Although
always
I
wanted
kept
to.
waiting for his mom to be there because, you know, in the
Right.
TV show, the mom's always there. Or their other brother.
Right.
Yeah, but they weren't there.
Wahlberg like slang coke back in the day too, right?
Oh no! All of the brothers except Donnie was in the boy band, but
No,
all
no,
of
no,
the
no.
other brothers, like they also stole cars. I mean, they weren't the best kids for growing up in Boston.
No, Wahlburger has Pepsi.
They're Pepsi products at the
Because
restaurant.
Wahlburgers have Coke.
My bad.
Right.
All right.
All right.
So for every $1 that Mark Wahlberg is paid, he grosses just $4, and his movies gross just $4. Johnny Depp has been the number one in the past 2 years, but he kicked him off.
Is it because of the Transformers movies?
Transformers and Daddy's Home 2, which to me, I still haven't seen, but it looked like it was going to be hilarious.
It's a
You
funny,
saw it.
it's a funny comedy.
Mel Gibson, you said was great. John Lithgow
Well,
was
because Mel
great.
Gibson's an asshole and
Yeah.
plays an asshole,
Yeah,
so
right.
it kind of.
John, the first one I just saw on the plane on the way home.
Transformers?
No, the
Daddy's
Dad movie.
Home.
Yeah, and it was hilarious.
Right, totally.
I mean, some of it was like cheesy, but sorry, it was funny.
Christian Bale is he's number 2 this year. So for Johnny Depp.
What did he star in? He didn't have any big movies.
Yeah, I don't know what he starred in.
He did some stuff.
Channing Tatum. He
Jupiter
is
Ascending 2.
is number 3. Denzel Washington.
Oh, wait, did you know, by the way, have you seen Channing Tatum in Pink's video?
No.
Okay, she has her new single. They're the couple in the video, and they do all this dancing and crazy stuff. It's a great video.
Are you kidding me?
It's so
I
good.
would love to see him
will you
dancing
bring
with
that
Pink.
up, Wig?
You got to
It's
let me
Pink's
see
new
that.
single, and it's like he really entered this video as a dancer. Like in other words,
which I love to watch him dance.
so like
He's good.
He even does some silly stuff that you wouldn't think that somebody of his stature would do.
Really?
Because it's like an art piece. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, hell yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Oh, you're Pink and Channing Tatum. Beautiful trauma. Okay, so it totally looks like an old
Like the
school
50s
show.
Okay, where do they dance at?
He's laying next to her.
Wiggins has no patience for artistic stuff.
Sorry, she looks amazing.
No, she's amazing. Oh, that's him over in his little
and that's
twin
how
bed.
I want you to do your hair.
Oh, there they are. All right, we're skipping ahead.
Okay. They're in the kitchen dancing. Yeah, Channing Tatum totally looks like a dude from the 50s. Yeah, he's
Sorry, it's a great
talented.
song. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, I still got to watch it. Okay, rounding up
We
the top
like
5,
Pink.
we got Denzel and Brad Pitt.
Well,
I like
do.
Pink.
Like Pink's cool.
No, Pink's hella cool. And I'm sorry, if you can propel down off the side, is he wearing her clothes in
Yes,
the
that's
closet?
why I said I told you she busted him in girls' clothes, but he's doing it for the sake of the video.
Right, exactly.
So now he's putting lipstick on and
Oh, so he's that kind of guy.
It's like
from the
Jupiter
50s.
Ascending, yeah.
From the 50s.
Shut
right,
up.
right, he wore all that makeup in Jupiter Ascending.
look, and now she's dressed like a dude.
Okay, all right,
And
so
their head's shaved.
so go. What's the name of it? Beautiful Trauma, everybody.
you're right,
if
yeah.
you want to watch the video,
We'll throw it up on
It's
Blazin.
amazing.
But, oh, wow, she gets to feel Channing Tatum up. Okay, so let's now get into, some more sexual harassment. We haven't had any of these in a couple days.
I know, like everybody's been slacking.
Okay, so the first one, multiple women have now come forward. Before it was just one. Now more women, we got a total of 4, have come forward to accuse Russell Simmons of rape.
Yeah, this sucks.
That hasn't even been updated. I woke up this morning, 9 women.
9.
There was an article that said 9 women had come forward and said that it was violent and rape. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll have to print that out.
Okay.
You know, when these come out, you're like, you figure some are, okay, is it over the top allegation or whatever? And then the guy always says, oh, it was just this once, my bad, or whatever. And then followed by like 8 more chicks.
Yeah, so pop singer Tina Baker said that Russell pinned her to a bed and raped her in the early 90s when he was her manager. There's a journalist that said she dated him, but all of a sudden they were hanging out at her apartment, pushed her on the bed and raped her. So there's a lot going on. And Sherry Hines at All Female Hip Hop Group, she says that Russell Simmons raped her. So good luck, Russell.
Not good.
And finally, we do have to talk about Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh, that's terrible.
Whoa.
And the Weinstein situation.
I know, but it's like, and this is, keep in mind, this is when she's already a movie star.
Yes.
She's Salma Hayek. She's doing Frida, her pet project, because she has the power to wield that kind of project.
Yes.
And so she's at the top of her game. She's an A-lister, and this is how gross and ugh.
Right, so if you don't know what Larry's talking about, Salma Hayek, she just did an op-ed piece for the New York Times where she finally broke her silence on being sexually assaulted by Weinstein.
Like, what a guy to be able to, I get it, like, if you go for the intern who doesn't know that you're gonna pull a fast one.
But you go for
or
the
some
A-list
up-and-comer
actress.
right? That must have meant more to him to go for the A-listers.
Yes, and let's be honest, she is uber hot.
Right, no, exactly, but I don't get why he wouldn't be intimidated
about that she could say something.
Yeah.
So, Salma Hayek says that she was sexually assaulted and she thinks her friendships with Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, George Clooney, they might have been the only thing that saved her from it going worse, okay? And saved her in general from going crazy. So, she said, it started when she made a deal with Harvey Weinstein to make her passion project, like Larry said, Mexican artist movie Frida.
Hello, unibrow.
Okay, that's when he started making his usual demands. He would try to get her to take a shower with him. He would let him watch her take a shower. He would let him give her a massage. He would let him...
These are offers. This did not happen.
No, he would let him give her oral. He would get naked with another woman, other perverted things, and she always said no to all of that.
Duh,
okay?
She's Salma Hayek,
She's Salma
Hayek.
So obviously Harvey Weinstein hated that he couldn't get her with any of the ammo that he got all of the other 90-some women that have come forward.
Right. So obviously Gwyneth took something.
Right. So then one time he even told her, "I will kill you. Don't think I can't." After all the denials,
whoa, like you're going to threaten to kill Salma Hayek?
And after she said no to all of them, after all of those denials, Harvey told her that he was taking her movie away from her and giving it to another studio or another actress.
Yeah, here's who we would give it to. He's like, I'm giving it to Jennifer Lopez. You know what I mean?
Right. So then Selma got her lawyers involved. Harvey said she could make the movie if she met some new conditions.
He's all, no unibrow. That's gross.
That was who Frida was, Larry.
I know.
So Selma met all of them. The movie was back on. The sexual harassment stopped, but Harvey still had it in for Selma. He would show up on set, complain about the character's unibrow and her limp, which again was part of the character of Frida.
How terrible to mess with your mojo.
Yesterday, this Austin Powers movie was on, and it was the scene where Frau Forbissina brought her new girlfriend.
Oh, right.
She's all, this is my girlfriend. And he's all, oh, hello, unibrow. That's her name.
Yeah, right. He said he was going to shut down the Frida thing unless she agreed to one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
She needed to do a nude sex scene with another woman. At this point, Selma felt like it was her responsibility to finish that movie, so she gave in.
Right, and then she proceeded to get physically sick.
Yep.
Filming these scenes.
Yep.
Like, this is how repulsed she was. She was throwing up the whole time.
The day she filmed the scene, she was so upset about it that she was crying and vomiting, and she got through it. Long story short, Harvey was there to watch the scene. Frida got made despite Harvey complaining about it, and it won 2 Oscars. When she said that what it is it's really the emotional toll that the sexual harassment took on her.
Like all the way to the I'm going to watch you naked.
Yep. She said that in Harvey's eyes, I wasn't an artist. I wasn't even a person. I was a thing, not a nobody, but a body. We as women have been devalued artistically to an indecent state to the point where the film industry stopped making an effort to find out what female audiences wanted to see and what stories we wanted to tell.
You know what? You know how you really stop it? Here's how you really stop it.
How?
Put on 40 pounds. That should stop him.
That sucks.
I know, but still.
No, it's not.
Selma Hayek with 75 pounds on her. He's like, all right, fine, I'm moving on. I'm kidding.
Okay, so I would say, though, I gained the 40 pounds, and I still have a hashtag MeToo story.
Oh, no,
so there's
for sure.
guys out there that'll still take the chubby chick.
No, I was just kidding. I'm saying she's so fine.
Yeah,
that,
no.
Like, you know.
She is, I mean, come on.
It's like, you know, if you got bangs and removed your 2 front teeth, he might leave you alone.
Then maybe.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but she said because of Quentin Tarantino and
Robert Rodriguez.
that she felt a little bit safe that she didn't have to do those things. So
yeah, but you know what?
sucks.
The thing is, those guys were definitely his buddies for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody had to know. So I think that to make everything right, Quentin Tarantino needs to make a movie about Harvey Weinstein and how creepy he is. And then and then he gets killed at the end or something.
All violent, all
but-
Quentin style.
Right, by a bunch of women.
Exactly.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
First, you got to go right below the belt and cut that off. How's that feeling?
He would do that, too.
Did you see Django? It's
Right,
not going to
let's
be
just
pretty.
do that. Right, and then pour some
right.
gasoline on it.
Yeah, right. How you doing? How's that going?
Time to grant another Christmas wish. Juanita, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Juanita. It's Larry and Kathie and Wiggins from Blazin Hit Radio.
Hi, Juanita.
Oh, good morning. Hello.
Hi.
We got a letter.
You're gonna make me cry.
We got a letter from Amanda, and we wanted to read it to you, if that's okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So Amanda wrote in, "Dear Blazin Hit Radio Christmas wish. I wanted to write in and nominate my mother, Juanita. She is truly the glue that keeps our family together. Backstory. Last year, my mother took on what was supposed to be temporary custody of her ex-daughter-in-law's 2-week-old son. It really took a toll on my mother's body, starting all over with a newborn, which actually stopped her from working, and she still isn't working to this day. Fast forward a year later, next month, he will be prominently hers, and it's been a financial struggle. But she also watches my 2 young children, so I took a second job to help out with the bills and all the expenses. And now the 1-year-old little boy. This Christmas has her a little more down because she can't give Anthony, the new addition, or any of her grandchildren a Christmas this year. We were able to get a tree, but all I'm asking for is if there's a new way to be able to give this little boy and her a good Christmas. She needs some peace of mind. If you could help her get gifts under that tree, maybe a little something extra to help her, that would mean the world to me. She struggles so much, and she's always in a good mood. I'm so proud that she's my mom. I love you, Mom, Amanda."
Oh my Lord. I never expected this. I love you too, Mom. I love you, Mom. I love you. It's the best thing ever.
Well, with the help of the green solution, we're going to grant this Christmas wish.
I couldn't imagine having a 1-year-old.
Right.
You know, like that is so hard, and you're going to go on this journey all over again just because you wanted to make sure that this little boy has a family, and that's just what it's all about.
Exactly. He's the light of my life. He's got me through a lot. The best thing that's happened. My baby's 20 years old, and I started this all over again.
Yeah.
New.
Imagine how much your back's going to hurt when you go to his graduation.
Well, they told me they were going to take me. My daughter said they were going to take me in a wheelchair. As long as it's electric, I'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
You totally.
Well, you know, the thing is, we wanted to first start out with making sure that you have toys for the kids, and so you don't have to worry about that. So Santa's coming, and you're going to rep for him, okay?
Thank you so much.
For sure. So, yeah, and that includes some toys for your grandkids. We don't want you to stress about that either.
Oh, thank you. That's the best Christmas gift ever.
Well,
oh, my goodness.
We also want to help you get some sort of, make sure that we can help you get the Christmas dinner.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about that. We want you to just enjoy that little boy and your grandkids and your family. This is your time to step back and just be grateful for all you have around me and all the hard work you're doing to keep it intact.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You just don't understand how much I appreciate this.
Well, it's okay. And we just want you to have a good Christmas. We're also going to get you a $250 gift card to a superstore so you can buy stuff that you need and just catch up, okay?
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas, Juanita.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you both. Thank you.
Yeah. If your daughter hadn't let us know, we wouldn't know, so we want to thank her too, you know.
Thank you, Amanda. Oh my God, my love.
You're welcome, Mom. I knew you needed the help, and I can barely do, what I could do, so I needed a little extra help.
Thank you, Mommy. Oh my goodness, thank you. You don't understand how much. Oh, it's just a relief burden. Oh, it's 50 pounds light.
Oh.
Believe me. Thanks so much.
Yeah, well, Merry Christmas from Blazin Radio and the Green Solution, okay?
Have a good day. Thank you very much.
It's the #1 movie in the country. The Return of Thor. I promised I would come back, but this time he'll face his biggest nemesis yet.
Who is she?
She's the evil Ice Witch.
Nothing can stop me now. Oh, and by the way, what's that on your top lip for? Herpes?
It's not herpes, you witch! Cold Thor. Rated NC-17.
Blazin' Hit Radio.
Better music,
less commercials,
more Larry and Kathie.
Seriously.
Cold Thor.
Did any of you actually watch the Thor
The new one?
Ragnarok or whatever?
The way they were marketing it was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, it was all like 80s retro looking.
Yeah, totally. Like that old school Flash Gordon movie.
Right.
But people said it was good.
Yeah, I didn't see it. And it was just weird to see, like, Hulk has haircut.
Yeah, right. Right, he had like a fade.
Right. We were talking about Omarosa and how she got kicked out of the White House.
Literally thrown out. Secret Service had thrown her out, and she was like made a big stink about it.
She's
What
a drama
happened
queen.
Yeah, total drama queen. We've
Anyway.
all known that about her. But when the guy went to tell her, you're fired, you're fired.
Dun, 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 dun.
What made the Secret Service get called, apparently, was she tried to get to Trump's residence.
Help, Mr. President.
Right, to be like,
Help.
are you aware of what they're doing?
Help.
And then he was like, well, the president signed off on it. And then that's when the Secret Service showed up, and they
They're
were
like,
like,
nice try. And Trump's like looking from a window laughing.
yeah, and then he sent out a tweet, good luck, Omarosa.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right. Nice working with you.
He's all, you left your plant here.
Right, that's okay.
Well, and so a lot of late night hosts like jumped on this. We played Stephen Colbert earlier. This is what Kimmel had to say.
The end of an era today. Another Trump OG is out. Omarosa. You remember Omarosa, the former 8th place finisher on The Apprentice, turned presidential advisor, was fired from her job at the White House yesterday. Apparently, she didn't sell as much lemonade as Brett Michaels did, and she was... Is that how it works? Anyway, Omarosa was fired by Trump's chief of staff, John Kelly, and reportedly did not take the news well. They say she was forcibly removed from the White House after angrily demanding to speak to the president and shouting profanities. And by the way, now that she's leaving, can someone please explain why she was there? Because as good as it is to hear that Omarosa is out of a job at the White House, this serves as a sobering reminder that Omarosa had a job at the White House.
It's
oh my
true.
God.
That's very true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And she even said, I think, don't rule me out of politics in the future.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, no one's gonna vote for you. Whatever.
Yeah, so when you, like, have you ever, when you got fired, did you ever leave, like, them, like, you know, show them that you were valuable in the sense that, oh, okay, I'm going to leave with all my files,
Yeah,
or
right.
like in other words, like
Just
nobody knows
delete-
how to do this system but me.
Delete that.
Exactly.
Delete that.
Exactly.
Peace out.
So did you leave with a little sabotage, or are you one of those people that's like, well, here you're going to need to call Fred and Bill.
Right.
Here's the other accounts. Here's all the codes.
My sabotage when I left the station after you guys did a year.
Oh, thanks, Wig.
I didn't know you did anything.
No, there was.
You smell that turd I put under the...
No.
You thought it was Kathie smelling like
Right,
fish.
I was like, man,
But
Kathy's farting every
I really
day.
put a sea bass underneath the console.
So I left about a year before you guys.
Right.
And so I didn't do anything like that. My thing, like leaving fish out, no, I didn't do that. My thing was, well, I have all the files.
Right.
I was like, I have, like, that traditional radio is so 1980 and weak and doesn't get technology that they didn't even know what I had. So I had, like, access to your guys' podcast.
Right.
I had the login for, like, it took them 6 months before they removed me from your social media pages and accounts and all that stuff. They didn't even realize
you didn't do anything with it, but
I
it was
know.
like the whole point was like, yeah, you were definitely
because I like you guys.
You were
Right.
well, you were there forever and you were networked in, but yeah,
They're so worried about make sure their key card doesn't work.
Right.
And it's like, no, there's other stuff.
Yeah, sometimes they like to make a deal out of it. Like, like it's always, from what I hear, even in any industry, it's usually somebody going to the boss's office or something, and then there's like Mary sitting there from HR, and you're like, the hell?
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then, like, it happens or whatever. And then, some people want to do a exit, and then some people want to do an exit.
Right. So we worked with somebody that totally got in the fetal position and cried, and then somebody had to help him off the ground. And then once he got in the elevator, he was still
him.
crying.
Right.
Yeah, it was a guy.
Right.
Earlier, we had a girl that said that she got
Worked at
fired
Taco
from Taco
Bell.
Bell and threw the burrito at the manager's face. And you asked,
Was it in wrapped?
Right.
Or was it like in just tortilla and then it exploded?
she followed up.
Oh, okay.
She said the burrito was wrapped when I threw it, but when it made impact, it came open and hit everywhere.
Oh.
It was awesome. Now I want to go throw another burrito at somebody.
Yeah, she could have been charged with like lava bean temperature.
Who knows? A projectile weapon.
Right.
This text comes in. My ex-husband used to work at Macaroni Grill in Cherry Creek. When he got fired, he walked out and on the way out took a huge stack of pasta plates and smashed them all over the dining area.
Yeah, because some people leave in a way that's going to like cost them some money.
Right.
Some people will leave and go, oh, well, good luck, getting to these files.
Yeah, right.
Or whatever.
There's that. No, not me.
Right.
I decided to go and do a remote and show my face with my family.
Yeah.
For the station.
Well, weren't you already? Yeah, you were pre-obligated to this.
Do it.
This big thing that had your name all over it.
Yes.
So it's not like you could have not shown up because then
I
everybody
could
would
have
blamed
technically
you.
because
No, for
right.
sure. But I mean, all your fans would have
Right.
been like, the hell?
Exactly.
Right. So
and
you
I was
kind of did
there.
it for your fans, but
Right.
that is definitely us worked to the last second.
I was talking to my husband last night, and I was like, "Why do I always work so hard, and I'm always the one getting shafted? Like, why does that happen to me? Like, it was last night was a drinking night.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's the end
And then
of the
she
year.
got shafted.
Yeah, and then I got shafted. He wishes.
What did you guys drink?
Last night I was just doing Evan Williams.
Oh, okay.
It's just
who's that?
It's like a
That's
Jim Beam, Jack Daniels. Yeah,
That sounds like the neighbor.
Evan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Evan.
that's her black neighbor.
You're right.
That's Evan Williams. She's awesome.
Evan, the guy.
Evan. Oh, Evan Williams.
So if you're listening on the app and you don't know this, maybe you do, you can do a shout out, which means that you can remain anonymous, but send us in a recorded message and we'll get it here and we'll play it. So you could do that. You could send us a text or give us a call about how you might have walked out of a job or quit after you got fired.
Right. We got to find the audio for Inetta Demutseta.
Oh, she was the best.
She quit in the best way possible,
Yeah.
but there's curse words in it.
Oh, yeah, right.
But she's like, I quit this bitch.
Right, exactly. Hi, Annetta.
Oh, hey, what's up, girl?
Right. And then,
how you doing? And then when you're not there, that bitch.
that bitch. Yeah. Whatever happened to her? We're gonna have to Google it and see what happened to her.
She
I'm
probably heads Clear Channel now.
sure. Right. Right.
They're like, Inetta Demutseta runs Clear Channel. She's the CEO.
This text, my husband and I were running a haunted house out of old gold mine up in Idaho Springs when we
that's
teamed
cool.
up with some friends of ours to do this. But somewhere along the line, we had an argument with those friends, so we decided to go one night for work, and we packed up all of our stuff, and we had contributed to the haunted house with a line of customers waiting to get in, and walked out. And
Oh my
left.
God! There's all these people waiting to get in, and there goes the ghost.
Yeah, right,
and
right.
half the costumes.
But,
We're taking the fake blood too.
You know what? I'm sorry. You didn't need to have any kind of staff there. Going into a mine shaft at night, that's going to be scary enough on its own.
Right. They're all, hey, we shouldn't have paid them anyway.
Right. We take out all the lights.
It's hard to go in business, I think, with your friends. I think for us, we've done a pretty good job of that. But, I mean, if you go to business with your friends, you get a lot more emotional. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even family more so. But, I mean, it's like I grew up working with family, so I was used to
you did. The jewelry.
Right. And there was, like, tons of, like, my dad's brothers were all in jewelry. So, in between working with my immediate family, there was tons of cousins and aunts always coming in, being interchanged.
Right. And then there's always the one that doesn't work, but they sure take the money.
Well, there was one aunt that was like, she just was not used to the workplace, I guess.
Okay.
So she wanted like props for everything. So like my dad would be working and doing jewelry, and she'd be like, "Hey there," and he'd be like, "Yeah, what's up?" She'd be like, "Come back here." And he'd come back there, and she's like, "Look how clean it is back here."
Oh.
And he'd be like, "Yeah, awesome." And he's like, and she'd be like, "Okay." And then he'd be like, "All right." And that was just him looking out for his sister, giving her a job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But every single thing she did, "Hey, come over here." And he'd be like, "That looks amazing." He's like, "All right, I'm going to go back to work."
All right, that's awesome.
He's like, "You realize that's your job, right?"
This one on the text line, when I left AutoZone, I was a manager. I left because I was falsely accused of stealing. When I caught the person stealing, after the meeting, I walked out, yelled at the loss prevention guy, and chucked the keys at the wall. Blank you! Now, I work part-time at their competitor store.
Oh, nice.
Hello, Advance Auto Parts.
Nice. Okay, so that's cool, like, because he got to vindicate himself.
Yes.
And then he was like, "Kiss my ass."
Right.
Well, yeah,
No,
that's
for
like
sure.
if
There's
you're
nothing
getting
better
accused.
than vindicating.
Yeah, getting accused of stealing or any of that stuff
That
when
poor
you
work
work hard.
performance, right, yeah, totally.
Right.
So give us a call, 303-728-3420, or we got some shout-outs coming in as well. Let us know.
How did you exit work?
Exactly.
RuPaul on Drag Race and Freddie from Queen, Center Square Pauline and Lady Bunny, Nina Flowers all covered in lace, and of course just Jack from Will and Grace.
Who needs brains when you can lick your own eyebrows?
Elton John and Jafar from Aladdin, Cam and Mitch from a family that's modern, Barbara Streisand and the way that she sings. These are a few of our favorite queens.
Hello, gorgeous. Sharon Needles and Kimchi, Mrs. J and Kurt from Glee, half of the waiters in Larimer Square, and that leather daddy from Trax who's a bear.
There's Madonna, Lady Gaga, and Mariah too.
Thank you, Tom.
Don't forget Ortho from Beetlejuice,
or any guy who's named Bruce.
Blazin' Hit Radio.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathy.
Blazing it. Who's this?
This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Did you quit your job in a spectacular way?
No, it wasn't, but they needed me afterwards, and it felt really good to get my revenge. I worked on a software project that I helped create, and then they laid me off. I was there for 10 years. My feelings were so hurt. And I got another job, moved on, and I still was friends with the IT manager.
Uh-huh.
So they asked her to ask me, as a personal favor, to give her some tips on this program.
So in other words, we're going to fire you, but can you please help this person that's going to replace you?
Wow.
Well, not really replace me, but they were in charge of getting this program moving forward, but nobody knew how to do it. And they're
So
like,
what did you tell them?
She knows her, so why don't you call her? And see, we were friends, and so I knew how stupidly insane they would pay contractors.
Right.
So I told her I would be happy to. But she was so excited, and I said, my fee's $1,500 an hour, and a minimum of 8 hours. Let me know if they're interested. I never got a call back about them.
That's awesome, though. That was an awesome way of letting them know, yeah, you're right. I was more valuable than you thought.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was nice, and my friend didn't get mad, which I was like, if you do, that's your problem.
Well, yeah,
But
'cause
they try to take advantage of that.
sometimes you get in a situation where, you know, a lot of people think, hey, if I get in some place and I work really hard and I'm the best person there, I'll be rewarded for it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're like, not so much, but still be the best person here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then
That's most places.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And then you want to keep your job, so then you're thinking, surely I'll be considered for that next position. And then it doesn't happen,
Right.
and you're like, okay. And then a lot of people are in positions where they could literally dip out one day and like ruin a bunch of people's lives.
Right.
Because they know so much. You know, they're, you know, plugged in or whatever. It's just kind of weird because you just never know. So it's like, if you're a good boss, you're like, Janice, can you please train Helen?
Yeah,
I just
right.
want her to know.
Right. So when you're out sick or something,
Right.
we have, you know, you don't have to always feel guilty to get in here.
Right, and then you train Helen wrong.
Right.
You're like,
Yeah, right.
You got to switch this, Helen, and then you move this over here, Helen, and you always hit that, Helen, and then Helen takes your place, and
Yep. Good luck. Bye, Helen.
But I thought
help. We've all been thrown in the jobs where the person didn't give us proper training.
Right.
For whatever reason it was, bad
Right.
management, whatever.
and you adapt.
All right.
Yeah, so let us know how you quit your job spectacularly.
Yeah.
303-728-3420, or, you know, maybe you got fired and then you...
Right, to go kicking and screaming out of the White House. That kind of takes the cake.
Go, Omarosa, go!
Thanks for calling, Lisa.
No problem. You guys have a good morning.
You too, bye.
She was dramatic on The Apprentice.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
for sure.
Yeah.
And she has been dramatic ever since we all started first hearing her name.
Right, for sure. And
Like,
I was
even
like...
when she wasn't on The Apprentice, there was always something where she'd find herself in the news.
Exactly, and so the fact that her and him and Trump were friends,
Stayed.
it made sense.
The only thing that made her cool to me was when she was married or engaged to Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Remember? And then he
And then
passed
he
away.
wised up.
He passed away.
Oh, he was still married to her?
I think so.
She probably killed him.
No, stop it.
Okay, but wait a minute. He was really cool.
He was so cool.
Super cool.
Right, but then he left and made the way for Terry Crews.
Right, exactly.
But Michael Clark Duncan was awesome. Remember at Armageddon? He was
yeah,
like my
the Green Mile, all
favorite.
that.
Oh my God.
This text came in. I left my previous job by giving them a month's notice. All I got was a cake asking me for another week of work. I said no.
Look at the picture of
Here's
the cake.
Oh my God.
It's a chocolate cake all decorated with his picture sitting at his chair at his cubicle, and it says, "One more week?" Question mark. We'll miss you.
Exclamation point.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never seen that done. Somebody had a good office budget.
Yes, for sure.
Or he was really good at his job.
He was
and they're all,
probably
we
really
can't
good at his
lose
job.
him.
A month notice that he probably had a lot of loose ends he'd have to, wrap up.
I'm going to have to eat that corner piece with all the frosting on it.
Oh my God.
Totally.
You know what?
Corner piece.
It could have been a fat girl that was running the office and
Oh,
needed
yes.
any excuse for a cake.
So Chris's birthday is Friday.
Yes.
And, we were talking about his birthday cake, and
Yes.
you were saying there was some place I can get it through the punch bowl. And so I feel like I've waited too long, and now I'm just going to have to go buy a cake.
Because this party's at the Punch Bowl, right?
Right.
So
At
that's
Punch Bowl
so that's why
Social.
you're going
Right,
to
but
get
I'd
the
like
cake
to
from
get,
there.
I just want his name on it,
No, for sure. Well, you can just go into any store and get your name on a cake.
Yeah. Well, no,
but
and
I
any
mean-
kind of notice. But
If you're going to do something like that, where you're going to put his picture on it, you might need.
You might need 24 hours.
No, exactly.
Tasties is the place where Punch Bowl Social Stapleton gets their desserts.
Tasties.
It's called Tasties. Right.
Tasty.
Tasty.
Oh, those tasty videos.
This one says, I was working as a waitress and working way too hard. My boss, she was a bitch. So one Saturday evening, I didn't show up to work. But by the way, on calling, oh wait, hang on. I hate it when these jump. By the way, one of the busiest days. So I didn't show up to work. My boss kept on calling and calling, so I answered drunk. And I told her that I didn't feel like showing up to work, that I was too tired to deal with it. So later that night, I went with my friends and had drinks at a drink. God, I hate this. I'm sorry. Didn't at my job. When I was there, my boss just looked at me and served me a drink, and I think that was a way to not show up to work there. Felt amazing. So wait, she was a
She went to the
bartender and went to
bar.
work. Wow, you have balls.
Right.
I
She
would
probably-
never do that.
She probably spit in your drink.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I would have.
At least
I would
rinsed
have.
out the dish rag in it.
Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
Right.
That's nerve.
Oh my God. Well, I think it's time for.
It's time for.
Larry, you look very
on sports.
It's time for regular people to be able to go to a game.
Yeah.
Tickets are only $5.
For tonight's game, the Broncos and the Colts are playing tonight.
Right, so let's get a bunch of poor people up in there. People that couldn't normally afford like $100
exactly
plus a ticket.
Right, and when was the last time that you ever heard that tickets to a Broncos game were lower than the temperature outside in the winter?
Exactly.
Like, that's crazy.
Or lower than the price of a beer.
Yeah, right.
You know what? It's like, here's the thing. I would say go now to the Bronco game and enjoy it. But know that the beers are $10 each.
You know it's not here though, right?
Oh,
yeah, it's in Indianapolis.
Oh, thank God. So why do we care?
Yeah, well, because they're saying if you the price of basically what you would have paid for a ticket, you could just get a flight out there and then get a ticket for a cheaper price. So they were saying that it's kind of a wash.
That was like totally misleading to me.
Yeah,
because you were saying that it was $5, and that was my whole point.
They are $5.
Yes, they are $5,
but
that's
not here.
No,
right?
But you can still go see them and
the music. Stop the music. No, this isn't happening.
Tickets for tonight are selling for as little as $4 on vividseats.com, and that's for like terrace level, like row 13.
Terrorist level? I didn't even know they were going to the game.
That's
terrifying.
Terrorist.
Hello, we are here for the terrorist level.
Terrorist.
They're what?
Nick Griffith, Fox 31 sports anchor, he says, remember when Broncos country was flipping out over the crazy cheap $41 tickets for Broncos versus Jets? Well, in Indy this week, they're only $6 and dropping.
So that means their team sucks super bad.
The Colts have a terrible season record of 3-10. So yeah, they suck as bad as we do.
You know, every person on that team, one person's from Scientology, one person's Jehovah's Witness, one person's an Orthodox Jew.
What do you mean?
The Colts.
Hey-yo.
And they always do what the leader says.
Now, Bronco tickets for their next home game is going to be New Year's Eve.
Those tickets should be free.
Those are currently starting at $72.
Okay,
so that's
why?
a little more like it.
Why though?
Well, I don't know. At the moment, they're $72. We'll see how much they are when we get to December 31st.
So that tells me, as Larry Ulibarri on sports, that their team really sucks and they don't have a following. The Broncos still have a following who have people who will go watch them lose or not finish out the season.
Right. No. You always, and that's what, you always have those ride or die fans. I'm a ride or die fan in the sense that I'll never switch my team. I will always love the Broncos.
Yeah, but this season's a loss. It's just crapper.
Might have found myself not watching on Sunday.
Well, even a lot of people went to the Miami game when we played in Miami because you saw a lot of Broncos fans going down there. So, but it's also Miami, so it's a little different
than Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, yeah.
Like, hey, you want to go to Miami and watch a game? Yay!
But see, with it being that your husband's a flight attendant, you could always get a flight out there and just go.
You think I'm going to do that for this? I'd rather catch a flight out to Disneyland and get one of those caramel apples Kathie bought me. It was so good. I've been fantasizing about that caramel apple since I ate it.
For real?
And it was, and of course, it had to come from the most magical place on earth.
Right, you can't order it online.
Exactly, just whatever.
I know. And see what they do, Wig, is they dip the caramel apple, and then they take the two big marshmallows
and make it Mickey's ears,
and they make those Mickey's ears, and they also dip those in caramel.
Are the marshmallows flat, or are they like?
No, they're round.
They leave them as the nice fluffy big marshmallows.
Okay,
and then they dip the entire thing in chocolate.
Right.
So you got a caramel layer. And then you got a chocolate layer, and then they'll drizzle.
Well, and
then this one was Santa Mickey.
No, it was the pants. The pants had like glitter. It was so good.
It was red. Yeah.
Break two of food with you guys this morning.
I'm just saying, we should probably take a trip out to California.
So that's what you're saying. You'd go out there and get a flight more than go to the Broncos game for $4.
Totally.
Boo.
Yeah.
And so that's Larry Lebrun Sports. Good luck enjoying that ticket. That's $5.
Now, Larry, do you think that they should blow the game and try to get that draft pick? Like some people are just saying that
no,
they shouldn't.
I don't think you should ever throw the game. I think you should still give it your effort. You're being paid to go out there and win, so it's your whoever's fault you want to blame. But no, you got to give it your all every time. Hell no.
But this is a chance for you to let like your third string go out and see what they got.
Sure. I mean, but normally they'd be like, let's not use our most valuable player. Well, we don't have a most valuable player. So everybody just get out there and do your job. Clean it up right. And then, like some people were talking about how they leave work.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you, like if you were a Bronco, you're still gonna have to show up and get your check.
Well, yeah, you got to.
because that's a nice check.
That's like not going to practice every day. You still have to go in there. You just aren't.
right.
You're just like you're probably jogging instead of like a full sprint. You're probably like just like a little bit of a jog.
Right. Well, there is next season.
Yeah. Well, we hope so. That's why.
Are you kidding? There's next season. It's going to be fine. They're
I know,
going
but
to make a
sometimes it could
lot
take-
of changes. I have faith in Lord Elway. Everything's
People have
gonna be
used
good.
the R word.
What?
Rebuilding.
Oh, I thought you were going to say retired.
I did too. I was like,
no.
Elway's not good.
Well, and the thing is, sometimes it takes more than a season just to rebuild a team. So we could be in Prattville for a couple seasons. Get used to it.
Remember the Bubby Brister, Brian Greasy days after we won the Super Bowl and then Elway retired and we were kind of
Bubby
like
Brister stepped in, and then Greasy came in.
I don't think we had it. I mean,
And
Tebow.
then
People
we
love
had Cutler.
Tebow.
Didn't we have Cutler?
We had Cutler, and he was good. And then, but then the McDaniels came in, and then we got Orton. Orton, here's a boo. Oh, we should play that, by the way.
You know
Orton
what?
was
I still
over here.
think Jake Plummer was one of the coolest dudes. He might not have been the best quarterback, but I loved him.
I know his.
Remember, he lived in a van down by the river.
Right, he always came in and sang on his guitar.
Yeah, he totally was great.
That was
Jake Plummer.
Plummer. Yeah.
he was
He's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Cutler, I know his bodyguard. Apparently, he's really nice. He just has resting bitch face. That's
resting bitch face.
Yeah, that's
okay. So
No,
wait a
for
minute.
real.
So wait a minute. Isn't he the one that's married to Kristen Cavallari?
No, that's Jay Cutler.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Do you want to do Orton here's a boo? Orton has a boo boo.
Orton here's a boo.
Orton here's a boo.
Orton here's a boo.
Orton here's a boo.
Yeah.
This is a great story.
It's Christmassy.
On the 14th of August, in the city by the bay, the weather was the hottest for a great preseason game. The Broncos had a new coach and a brand new quarterback. The season seemed hopeful. The Denver Broncos were back. His name was Kyle Orton, and he came from Chi-Town. When we were looking for a quarterback, he was the one we found. But at Candlestick Park, there was no warm reception. Orton gave it his best, but he threw 3 interceptions. And what should he hear out of the screaming fans? There was one man who flew from Denver who wasn't a happy man. He saw 1 interception and then number 2. After the 3rd, he started to boo. When the cheering stopped, it really came through. In fact, all you could hear was his very loud boo. Orton did the only thing he thought he could do, hide in his helmet till the game was all through. But he'd never forget this day that is true, because on this particular day, Orton heard a boo. The end.
Yes, it is us.
Yes.
Tis us.
Tis us. Tis
Hark
us.
the herald
In
angels
this time
sing.
of the season.
And 'tis all of you with some great stories on
Texas tell you at 303-728-3420.
So this all got started because Omarosa was fired from the White House, and Secret Service literally had to throw her out because she was causing a huge scene. So we were asking you,
how do we get the video of that?
Yeah, right.
That's what we were asking you. Where's
Maybe
the video
GPS
of that?
has it. I mean, that global positioning thing, you can do the Google Earth.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You just zoom right in.
You know that the White House has cameras everywhere,
Oh,
so
for
they
sure.
have it.
Right.
They
And they'll
have
be playing it at the Trump Christmas
Yeah,
party.
right.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
She was trying to get over to
Bum,
Trump.
bum. Right.
And that's when Secret Service had to be like, Mr. Trump approved your firing. You must leave.
You know what I think is funny, because I don't think he would or has hit on Omarosa. I just don't think he has.
Yes.
But what's funny is Sarah Sanders, when she's in the press room, she's like, I've worked with the president and he's never been inappropriate to me.
Yeah, well,
and you're like, no kidding.
No lie. We're not shocked.
Exactly.
Have you seen the woman accusing him?
Right.
They're really pretty.
However, your
They're
niece,
pageant girls.
However, your niece,
right,
is very hot.
Talk to her.
Right.
So there's some really good ones, like this one. This might be my favorite. I once got laid off while I was going number 2 in the bathroom.
Shut up.
There isn't anything more awkward than having to finish and clean yourself up, knowing everyone in the shop is right outside the door waiting for you to come out so they can say goodbye to you.
Okay, so wait a minute.
You
Like,
did
how do
something.
you get fired on the toilet?
Because
though?
you messed up something.
I know, but
No, he goes on a little more.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, do you get a text and all of a sudden you're like,
Or did somebody walk in and go, "Hey,
you're fired.
Joe, you're fired.
Yeah,
we told you not to stink it up.
Clean yourself up, you filthy bastard."
Yeah, I think it's something like he messed up, and they're like, "Why would you do that? When you're out of here, you're gone." Maybe.
I
Something.
know, but he found out when he was taking.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right.
So then he said the only good thing to come out of all of this was that they closed the whole company down a month later.
Oh,
so
okay.
obviously that's
It was
why
going bad anyway.
That's why they let him go on the John. But you're right. Was it a text? Let us know. Was it a text message? Did they tell you before you were going in? Were you already in the act and someone walked in and told you?
Right? Did somebody slip it under the door? How did you get it mid poo?
Exactly.
Like, did it just
Mid
come
number
to you?
two.
Maybe
Right.
it came to him. He was like, something's weird. I'm getting a feeling.
My senses, my
Right,
spider
right.
sense is
Exactly.
tingling, and so is my butthole.
There's a disturbance in the force.
This one's cool. There was a guy who was fired from our job that should have been fired way before he finally was.
Mm-hmm.
He was a complete loser. Anyways, right before he was fired, he applied for a position within the company.
Okay.
So the day he was fired, they asked him up front to HR. We all knew he thought he was being offered that job,
Oh.
but they fired him. As soon as they took him up front, another manager came back and cleared off his desk. It was the best.
Wow.
We were busting up in the office.
All in one fell swoop.
Right.
You're like, there's a box in here. What's supposed to go in here? Your plan.
Your stuff. There you go.
Right. The framed picture of your scary wife.
The guy who got the cake,
Uh-huh.
he said he hit his back and said, "I've been gone for 3 months now. At a charter school, and they're emailing me and calling me about placing orders, completely different things that they need help with. I still have access to my work email too, Wiggins."
Wow.
Right, because they're calling him like, how do we do this one thing? And do you know how to get a hold of that one person?
Mm-hmm.
So you
Right.
got to charge if they're gonna try to come to you for that. Don't you
Right, that's
think?
why
Like,
that one girl said
yeah,
$1,500 an hour, minimum 8 hours.
Yeah, this one turned out good for the person. I actually just put my 2 weeks in yesterday, but my situation is the opposite. My boss told me he's going to do everything he can to make me stay, including a pay increase. It's nice to know you're valued as a coworker or as a worker. That's all we want. But it sucks when the company isn't worth sticking around for either.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, let me pay you the last of what's in petty cash.
Yeah, right. Don't cash that check yet.
Right. Marco, do you think you can wait till January?
You're right. Someone is mad that lady, the bartender waitress, this one is saying, "Ugh, oh my God. Okay, so let me get this straight. She didn't show up to work because her boss was a bitch. Maybe the bartender was awful to manage, which made the boss a bitch. I'd be so mad if somebody didn't show up like that. She also screwed all of the coworkers around her."
So they know each other?
No, we read it.
Oh, okay.
She's just responding to the text we read last time.
I
And
thought
then
that person knew the other person. I was like,
No.
oh, snap.
She said supervisor life. Grr.
Okay.
Right. Well, yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's like everybody's like, oh, wants to throw the boss under the bus. It's like, no, it was you.
No one.
Right.
No one takes blame for anything.
No. But like that other text where the person grabbed all the plates at the restaurant and threw them on the ground.
Right, that's pretty weak.
Like at the same time, it might have felt good because I would love to do that.
Right.
You're screwing your coworkers
'Cause now
that
they
now
have to
have to
clean
clean
it up.
that up. Right. It's not
Exactly.
the manager that went and cleaned it up that you
Right.
hated.
Right.
It's your coworkers that were already just as busy as you were.
That's pretty brutal.
I know. That's what sucks.
Right. So, like, let us know if you quit your job in an extreme fashion,
Yes.
or did you just give you 2 weeks?
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
My name is Trish, and I was calling about the post that you guys put on Facebook about have you ever made an epic exit?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I was 15, I used to work at McFrugal's, which was the Big Lots off of West Colfax over there at Westland.
It was called McFrugal's?
And yeah, it was called McFrugal's before Big Lots.
Okay.
So that was about 15 years ago. So the manager, he was like a total a-hole, and he wouldn't give me a new W-2 to fill out because I didn't know how to fill those out. And he like completely got up in my face in front of the customers and completely belittled me.
What?
So I went, and I was 15. It was just ridiculous.
Right, like that's your
So
first time ever
anyway-
filling it out, and I'm sorry, I've been filling them out for years, and I still get confused.
Right.
Exactly. I didn't know what to do, so my sister was like, get a new form and I'll help you fill it out. So I was like, okay, cool. So I asked him, and he was like, are you on a break? I was like, well, no, it was just a question. He was like, well, then get back on the floor and talk to me off the clock.
Whoa.
Oh, he pissed me off. He pissed me off. So I took my happy self. I took my smock off. I got on the intercom, and I was like, you know what, Dennis? F you, you piece of blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, he's in the back, in the control room with all the cash. Oh, my gosh, this man came out beet red. Keep in mind that this is a Sunday about noon. Okay?
Oh,
so
damn, it was
everybody's
full.
in there shopping.
That's hilarious.
And Kmart was still open right next door, so the store was packed. I turn around, I see all these customers. They're just like, where is that coming from? And I'm just going off on him, telling him to go shove that job. My manager, my other manager, and all my supervisors gave me a round of applause.
Yay! Right, and that's so funny that when you said you took your smock off, because you're like, yeah, well, smock off.
Right.
Exactly.
And you're dealing with like older employees that probably had families and stuff. They can't afford to tell this jerk what he really is.
Right.
But you had nothing to lose, so that's awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. And then, so I come to find out 4 months later, he ended up getting fired because he was stealing from the store.
They're all old Mr. McFrugal.
Yes,
He
Mr.
did it.
McFrugal. How about that?
Wow, that's awesome to
Good
get that
job.
experience early on.
Oh, my God, that must have felt awesome.
Yeah, just know that's never going to happen again.
Yeah, right.
No, not now. Not the age that I'm at now, because I know how to defend myself. But back then, I didn't know, so I went off on him.
Totally.
Hey, so I have a
Yeah,
question.
but I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I wanted to let you know that I'm so glad you guys are back on the air, especially with Green Solution. Like, I totally missed you guys, and me and my kids listen to you guys every morning. So I ended up listening in my car, so you guys are on every morning.
We love you. Thank you
You're
so
awesome.
much.
Thanks.
Of course. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Blank you.
Blank you.
Smock off.
Smock off.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. So, Omarosa, do you want to hear the interview?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
just did it this morning with Michael Strahan.
Okay, so let's grab
On
that
Good
here.
Morning America.
We'll grab the
I
audio.
bet you got
Yeah,
audio
there's
of
probably
it.
audio
Okay,
for that. So
all
let's
right.
grab that and then give us a shout out or a call 303-728-3420. You can also text us on the YOLO Rum line.
Blazin' Hit Radio.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathie.
All right, I've seen some stranger things happen.
Yeah.
Kathie just got a bloody nose like 11. I mean, yeah, 11.
Right, exactly.
I used to get those all the time, like so bad that like my mom had to call the doctor, like because she thought I was losing so much blood.
Oh, wow.
Something happens
That's
in
a lot.
It's in the wintertime and it doesn't do it anymore. But man, it would just pour out. Like I would have like just like rags full of it.
Oh, my
It's-
God.
Yeah. So I don't.
And you kind of look like that little girl on that show.
11, yeah, I had powers and everything. The upside down world of
waffles.
Wiggins. Yep.
So we were talking about Omarosa, how she got fired from her White House job to the point where she wanted to go see the president, and they were like, get her out of here.
Right.
And they forcibly removed her from the White House.
And Kathie found this. It was breaking news that they actually, Omarosa spins her White House resignation as it's being her own idea on Good Morning America
Oh,
today.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, they don't throw you out when it's your idea.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. Hey, can you guys make a big scene? I want to quit today, and so throw me out, make it look like I did on my own.
So she went on Good Morning America and spoke to Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I resigned, and I didn't do that in the residence as being reported. John Kelly and I sat down in the Situation Room, which is a very secure, very quiet room in the White House, and we had a very candid conversation. And I wanted to make the 1 year mark. That was one of the goals that I set out to.
Looks good on a resume.
And then get back to my life.
So you resigned. You weren't fired as
No.
it reported.
And you know, I like to hear all of these interesting tales, but I have to tell you that they're 100% false. And one of the things that I'd ask of those people who are making those assertions, since they assert that I did it so publicly, is where are the pictures or videos? If I had confronted
They're
John
not going to
Kelly,
release
who was a
it.
very
It's the White
vulnerable
House.
person, it would garner enough attention for anyone in the room to at least take a picture or a video or something. The assertion that I would do that in front of 600 guests at a Christmas party and no one has reported that except for one individual who has a personal vendetta against.
Oh my God!
She saw her name is Melania. And she doesn't like me hanging around her husband. No, but here's what I think is funny is that she's like, I'm sure you understand me, my fine brother.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Here's the thing, just hearing her talk and spinning it however she wants. If that's
Right.
true, it's true. But to me, just hearing her talk, something in me has red flags going up. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, that's why you never liked Omarosa. She just opens
Right.
her mouth and you feel like she's lying.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, totally.
If there really was a Christmas party going on and 600 people were there, someone caught it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Someone got that on video. So she continues.
Against me. And so I have to tell you, completely false, unverified reporting. And John Kelly and I had a very straightforward discussion about concerns that I had, issues that I raised, and as a result, I resigned, and it will be taking place January the 20th when
He's all, I got to tell you, nobody here likes you, and they don't know what you do here.
Right.
And so we've budgeted a big bunch of money that come to you.
Right.
Don't know where that money went.
We don't know anything.
Right. What do you do here?
What are you communicating? Your
I want to
communications?
talk to the president.
Omarosa
very
also
interesting administration.
So you're saying that all these reports are coming from one person, but you
One
speak
person, no, let's be clear. Only one person.
Only one person.
No one else has reported what she's reporting, and this is the one person who has attacked me for the last year. And so you know that this is personal.
Her name is Caroline Conway. You know what I mean?
Kellyanne Conway.
Totally.
She also said, when I have a chance to tell my story, Michael, I have quite a story to tell. As the only I'm trying to speak like she
Right,
did.
exactly, very proper.
As the only African-American woman in this White House, and as a senior staff and assistant to the president, I have seen things that made me feel uncomfortable, that have upset me, that have affected me deeply and emotionally.
She's like, I will give you all the answers
Right.
to this on Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
Next
She said,
season.
when I can tell my story, it's a profound story that I hope the world will want to hear. So here's what's hilarious. Robin Roberts, who's also sitting there on the anchor desk with Michael Strahan.
Right.
You know, she's part of the crew. He
Right.
throws it back to her. Robin Roberts is on
She
TV.
said, Dad, bitch.
She's visibly unimpressed, visibly unamused after the segment, and then says, well, that's what said. She had a story to tell, Roberts said. I'm sure she'll be selling that story. Bye, Felicia.
She really said that?
That's the quote that Page Six is now reporting that just happened.
So now there was drama when she left. It just
Thank you.
happened on that show.
It just happened, and Robin Roberts, she's pretty plugged in.
No, she's cool.
Yeah, she is cool. She's
Nobody
hella cool.
likes
I'll trust
Omarosa.
Robin Roberts.
Felicia.
That,
You know-
she actually said, bye, Felicia.
Right, and Kathie Lee dropped her bottle of wine.
Right. Oh, my God.
Yes, queen.
Yes. We have so many other hilarious stories on the text line coming through about how you guys left your jobs.
In an epic way.
Yes, right. Okay, so this one. Remember, Larry, how we had the guy who crashed the plates?
Right, at the restaurant.
Well, he wants to update us.
Okay.
Just to clarify, the plate smasher was Ryan, Larry.
Okay.
And he wasn't even a cook at Macaroni Grill. He was their valet and smashed a Corvette, and that's why he was getting fired. Shortly after that, he was working for you as a handyman.
Is that
Do you know who they're talking? Is this Ryan?
Ryan and
who
Sarah.
left? Ryan, he made a lot of bad choices.
Good thing you never let him drive your car.
Yeah,
huh?
right? Apparently he wasn't a good driver.
I don't know. I mean, like, guy's just super fine.
See, that's what gets away with
dude.
living.
Larry, you just
Like, I mean,
He's a
just
sucker.
super
Larry's
fine.
a sucker for people that live in the bubble.
I'm telling you, like, but he's just super cute. Like, he really is in, like, every way.
If you missed it, we also had a guy that said he got laid off while he was doing number 2 in the bathroom.
Right.
In regards to the Dookie layoff.
All of a sudden he turns around and they took the toilet paper. Hey! They're all, that's for employees only.
We wanted to know if he was laid off while he was in the bathroom, before he went into the bathroom, but by a text message.
Exactly.
We wanted to know.
Didn't they, like, tell him over this loudspeaker right as he was on the toilet?
So we said, in regards to the Dookie layoff, there had been a lot of layoffs prior to mine. The guy put in charge had no idea what he was doing, and I think he just didn't know how to formally lay somebody off. He can in the bathroom and leaned against the outside of the stall and told me I was being let go. He wanted me to come to his office to sign the paperwork once I was done.
He's all, hey, you're being let go and don't make a stink about it. Oh, too late. Too late.
When he told me to come to his office to sign the paperwork, I told him, kiss my ass.
He's all, not after what you just did in there.
Then he laid a few other guys off by leaving notes on their windshield.
Whoa.
Okay, that guy really didn't know how to be a manager or lay people
all,
off.
love your boss.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
Usually,
Don't come back inside. Love your boss.
right, there's usually a process. Every company has a process.
This one got fired from a car dealership, Stevenson, as a lot tech. 2 days later, I got drunk with some of my friends and called my ex-boss. I left him a very long voicemail about how much of a loser he was and that his wife and kids were ugly. The next day when I sobered up, I realized, I got got to go in there and get my last paycheck. He let the entire dealership listen to the voicemail. So when I walked in, everyone's staring at me.
That's hilarious.
Much love, Antonio. Glad you guys are back.
He's all, thanks for the check. Your wife is still ugly.
Totally. 303-728-3420. Text us, call us, give us a shout out. We got the shout outs coming in. If you're listening on the app, all you got to do is go to that menu bar and then you can send us that message anonymously if you need to, or just hit us up.
I don't care what they say about me.
And now,
I go dumb, I go stupid, I get crazy. Come on and clap.
it's Kathy J's Stupid News.
A lady wants the cops to focus less on her friend being hit with a garbage can and more on the pizza that didn't give her enough sriracha.
It is the sriracha pizza.
True.
So you figured there'd be sriracha
It should
on
be hot.
Right.
I need it hot.
Right.
Especially since we've been drinking and it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
And I like things hot.
So it happened in Seattle. These two chicks were drunk and they went into a pizza place, okay?
Okay.
She's 36. The other chick's around 45. So anyways, the ladies got into a huge argument with the staff at the pizza place because she got the pizza with the sriracha on top and she didn't feel like they'd given her enough.
Right.
They're already arguing.
Right.
Okay? So then she and her friend just leave the shop, okay? So it kind of could have ended right there.
Right, bye.
But when they walk out, nothing good happens after midnight.
Right.
They always say that. They walk out of this late hour pizza place, and for some reason, unknown to anybody, a 29-year-old guy was out there. We don't know if he was homeless or just drunk, whatever. Picked up a garbage can and chucked it at him. It hit the lady's friend in the leg.
Her friend, just like her friend who was being normal.
Yeah. Right.
We can buy some
just leave.
sriracha
We'll get
sauce.
this-
I'll get you more.
Then she walked
I have some
outside.
at my house.
Then she walked outside and gets
Please.
slammed with
Right.
the trash can.
Wham!
Right. So then that's when cops came. Okay,
Right.
because
and they pulled out their pepper spray.
Hey.
They're all, does that make the pizza more bearable?
So the cops were trying to figure out. They had the guy in cuffs. Why did you throw the can at this lady? The lady's leg was hurt, right?
Right.
And the one lady, all she cared about was
More
the fact
sriracha sauce.
they needed to go in there and yell at the staff for not putting enough sriracha sauce on her pizza.
They're all, hey, idiot, buy the napkins. There's 4 bottles of it.
I know, right?
Have at it.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Isn't it always readily
Buy
available?
the ranch and the Parmesan.
You
idiot.
Exactly.
Now I want sriracha pizza.
Right. It's yeah.
Right.
I couldn't do it.
I
I know
love
you do.
sriracha.
Yeah, I'm
I
a
know
wuss.
you do.
I'm not that.
Well, we talked about number 2 this morning. With
Why not
the-
talk about number 1?
No.
Oh,
More
or number
2.
3.
More number 2.
Right.
Okay, so a guy reportedly defecating off a bridge gets forced into the river when the train comes.
Oh, wait. That's hilarious. I mean, here's the thing.
Why are you
as
doing
a guy
that?
As a guy who enjoys, his time in the office, or I do my due diligence to feed my toilet.
Right.
The thing is, it would be kind of crazy to poop off of a very high bridge, and then hear it be like,
How big is your
tall?
load?
No, I'm saying
that you're going to hear it hit the water.
Well, I mean, if
the
it's real
water
tranquil,
alone's making its noise.
Clearly, you're going to do this where it's tranquil and quiet.
You're
I don't
waiting.
think
You
you
put
did.
your hand up to your ear and you're 1, 2,
3.
You're all, right, and I've talked about this before on the air. I wanted to do, it's called extreme pooping.
Oh, God.
And you would be on a helicopter on a toilet seat and hovering above a volcano. Like your fantasy deucer, No?
Who fantasizes about that?
About how you deuce.
Or like somebody, your worst enemy, like you're over their office now and you're like, dung, 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 or over their car,
No.
Extreme pooping on NBC tonight.
So that's a special seat.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
You're strapped in.
Right,
cables.
right, totally.
Yeah, for sure. But you
Right.
still get the thrill of bare bottom
It looks like
air.
a swing.
It looks
Right.
no, it's
bottom
like
air.
the Mind Eraser at Elitch Gardens, but
Yeah.
you're not wearing any pants.
But see, that's not good because the Mind Eraser squishes me together.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
Right, you don't have a lot of room. Yeah.
Right. You need
the
to let
mine
it-
is very breathable.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Right.
good. The
You
new,
can-
your
you can-
swing, Larry's model.
Yeah, I like
wow,
to go
you got to
over-
go on Shark Tank with that.
I like to go over glaciers and stuff like that.
Oh my god!
Like sometimes if you take the right deucer, it'll start a glacier to fall apart.
So do you
Okay,
think of this
so-
when you're on the toilet? Is this
no, I
like
was just thinking of it now.
So
I'm
how
free-flowing.
nice? How nice for the people that are on their scenic walk over
Yeah.
the glacier that are like, this is the most beautiful thing in the world, and all of a sudden they get hit with not
Right.
just bird poop, but Larry's human poop. Okay,
lovely.
so the dude is happened in New York. He was hanging out over the Passaic River. Okay. And there he is doing his thing.
That's the ultimate toilet. You know, it's just going to wash away. It's like whoosh.
An employee on the slow-moving train coming down the tracks looked ahead and saw a guy on the tracks on a bridge near 4th Ave.
Hey, idiot!
His pants were down around his ankles, and he was going number 2. Okay. Then the dude attempted to stop the train. Right? By just waving. You're like,
okay,
no, I'm not done. I'm not done.
Oh, my God.
Right. Well, then he confirms the train hit him.
Which totally made him finish.
No, yeah,
you know what
right.
I mean? Like,
it
you're
pushes it right out of you.
done.
Right.
It scared him.
Yes. So he fell down into the river.
Oh, good, because he's dirty.
Yeah, right. So he didn't really get hit because he moved out of the way at the last minute,
Okay.
but his only option was to go over the bridge.
Yeah, well, go clean yourself off, filthy.
Firefighters got there, and the guy did sustain injuries to his leg. Unsure how serious they are, but now they know who the pooper is.
Right.
The Dookie train guy.
They're like, did you wipe?
No, definitely he didn't wipe. Right,
Get back in the river.
He's going in your
Get
squad
back in the
car.
river.
And it's cold right now in the river.
Right.
And finally, wow, this is one we've never heard in all the years we've done stupid news. A surgeon admits he signs his initials on patients' livers.
Oh my God!
Shut up!
Why do you admit that, or did someone find out?
And when he does it tickle? You're like,
53-year-old Simon Bramhall. He's a liver, spleen, and pancreas.
Of course he has a long name. Simon Bramhall the Third. Oh, I forgot my middle name. Nathan.
He's a liver, spleen, and pancreas surgeon in England.
Okay.
He was in court this week and admitted to signing his initials on patients' livers.
Like what? So like he's a famous guy? He's like, you're lucky you had me for your surgery.
He does transplants.
Okay.
2 of them in particular, he
So I like to keep
fessed
track
up
of my
to.
work.
Yeah, I wonder.
Right.
He used a tool called an argon beam coagulator to carve his initials into the livers of the people that got the transplants.
Like I could understand if it was like a hot chick. You're like, I'm putting my name on this one.
Normally, the tool is used to sketch out the areas to operate on the liver.
So that's just this weird little thing.
Another surgeon noticed the initials in 2014 during a different operation on
He's
one
like,
of
why
those
do you
patients
have these initials on here?
and alerted the hospital.
Whoa, it's like he's branding people inside.
Totally. So Simon resigned in May of 2014, and he went to trial last week, pled guilty. He'll be sentenced in January, and they are trying to go through all of the records on all of the transplants he did.
We're all going to
the-
have to open everybody back up and
any
see.
of the surgeries he did. Right. Anyone that he was a surgeon, if he did it to just those 2, you know he's going to do it to whoever.
Right, and you know some of those people were like, every time I drink, it just hurts right here.
Right.
It hurts. I don't know how to explain it.
I dream of Simon SB. SB in my mind. I don't know why. Right, Sib.
I smoked a marijuana cigarette at a party once. I could never figure out what the big deal was. Huh.
You're listening to Blazin' Hit Radio.